sweeter.
What did we say on Friday at the same
I
time?
can't remember what it
I
was.
was so excited. I thought, oh my
Send
God.
to her, please.
Honestly, it's the little things. When you're not here, yeah, these boys don't get my jokes. They don't get
man.
nothing. It's just wasted. It's just wasted material on them. Crazy. Anyway, big up, Gina.
Thanks.
Big up to sisterhood.
Pick up you.
Thank you, babes. Good morning, guys. See, words of affirmation to start my Monday. It's great.
I mean,
Morning, people. Happy new week. It is Monday, the 20th of November. I cannot believe the way this month is flying. It's scary.
it is, isn't it? Because
It's
I feel like
scary.
the first literally was
The first was the other day.
It was.
Okay, well, it's the 20th. We are here. Welcome to TDA, the day after, your favorite news platform and the home of popular culture as defined by the culture. Always. And I am always going to be your favorite shade queen and always will be my own royalty.
It's your girl, Just Jean, representing the Black Queens in the fitness scene. Ow.
Period.
Gang. Sorry.
And they call me E-Man, the pro-black activist, TDA producer and news analyst, melanin jam-packed.
Love that. How is everybody this lovely Monday morning?
Good. I have a question.
Here we go. Let's
The
do it.
poll, yeah? What was the results? Because ultimately, I
Yeah,
saw
so
that I was
basically-
leading on Instagram.
You were.
And then it just goes to show, because I was even chatting to some people yesterday and they were like, I'm not going to lie, I voted for you, but it's true, people are up Muggs' ass, but I think you should have won.
I think you won, didn't you win? Because when I went to vote, yeah, I'll be honest, I voted myself because I said, I know. I said, between Muggs' hype, Gina's hype, who get her sold out of events in 20 seconds.
I literally
said,
saw it.
baby girl, you don't stand a chance. Let's root for me.
No, but you know what?
I'm a root for my little
I
lonesome.
genuinely read my manifesto and I read it and I thought, are
But
you
I was
alright?
laughing, you know. I was just laughing so much. I was like, when I was going through the stories to repost it, so I'm very unserious people.
No, we are.
But I
But
was
it
like,
was
this is
funny,
such a good
though.
government.
It was good.
It's gonna be a
It was
great
good.
coalition.
Like, people were actually like, no, this is actually
I
sick.
was cracking. And then I even think about the show. I was like, no, this is funny. Oh, it's Isaac.
Hello,
I know
good
he was
morning.
coming. Not doing surprise visits.
I love it.
Morning. Of course we have.
Now.
It's a live shout out.
Hello, hi.
Hi.
Hi, Laura.
Hey.
You alright?
Morning.
Hi.
Are you really coming to not be on mic?
Oh,
We
you're
spoke
here.
about this yesterday. This space for you.
Please. Oh. Hold on, let me just...
Yeah.
You can sit.
Perfect.
Actually, I
Yeah,
don't
but
know
you
if,
sit. I'll sit in the middle. You can sit here.
Come on, Isaac.
Cameras.
You're not doing that.
We talk about you
Yeah.
enough. anyway.
Sorry.
You just let me
Yeah.
know beforehand. This is what you're planning to do.
Okay, sorry.
That's alright.
Oh, and your mic. Oh, Brent hasn't got a thing for her mic.
He said you're not doing that. Sorry, Dad.
Not dad.
But yeah, Emmanuel, who won?
All right. So, it was very tight, man. It was very tight. And I've just posted it again.
No, because you know what it is? I generally feel like people are just voting for Margs because it's Margs and they're not actually taking
I'll be
it
real
in
with you. It's all, listen, it's all the girls I want to sleep with in a minute.
It's true.
You lot have
Damn-
no shame.
Damn hoes.
Y'all have no shame always auditioning for penis.
Pick me, pick me, pick me.
And the guys.
Like-
And the guys.
We heard you the first time, but we
Okay, we
ignored
heard
you.
you. You were off camera for a reason.
Well,
What?
Margs.
Don't do the last position because I know who it is. Let's do second and first.
Sorry, girl.
I don't need that kind of energy to start my week.
She's
Yeah, you listen, know yourself. You don't have to
done.
be. Let's be guided this morning.
Well, it was very close at the top.
But
right?
how close is close?
2% difference.
This is what I'm
Okay.
At the end of the day,
Only
I'm
2%.
sorry, but again, it goes
Can we get
to
the
show
numbers?
that you lot are so you just want to suck his ass through a straw
Ew.
because I'm sorry.
No, they're dying for it though.
You're gagging for it.
No,
Because
wait, actually-
my manifesto. I'm sorry, mine was better
Does yours
because
does it show the numbers
because of
still?
Savage Dan.
To be fair, that
Ooh, I don't
okay,
think it does.
because I forgot
No,
my Savage
stop
Dad.
it. Stop it, because you said I would vote for him
But I
too.
had my vote. But I have to root for myself, man. Someone has to. Silly little followers out here doing brunches.
Go on,
instead
what's the
of
numbers?
voting.
What's the numbers?
35% Margs.
Yeah.
Okay,
33% Gina.
but like, have you got the number of the votes?
Ooh.
You might have gone off now. 'cause,
Yeah, I think
You
it
know
was
why it's
expired.
fine?
Let me double check.
Let me tell you why it's fine, because Margs is the head of the household, and it's as the rightful queen that I am.
To be fair, he did win on live as well, so it is what it is, isn't it?
I'm gonna stay and be the neck. You know,
Not the neck.
and support my man's.
Neck memory.
Shut up.
Okay. You were just silly. We've got guests, please.
Yeah, but we have a different pool on Spotify. That reflect different results.
What is it?
In last place we have
Hey,
Esther.
did I say
Sorry,
to
sorry.
you?
Sorry,
She
sorry.
said, what can I said I want to
She
start my day,
literally-
my
she
week
literally
fresh.
said-
I literally said do second and
Second
first. And you're on Spotify watch. I'm not reading none of those comments that come on the YouTube anymore. These I don't deserve.
And then we have Gina with 16%.
It's a lie. It's a damn lie.
Then we have Iman with 18%. And then we have Margs with 26%.
This is what I'm saying.
Then we have me with 29%.
Yeah, but it's the same rule applies.
But you
Just
know
wanna
what it
sleep with
is? I'm going to be honest. Yours, I think,
I was done properly. I was done properly.
so was ours.
Okay.
Precisely my point. What? Because you had time to do PowerPoint presentation.
Well, did you?
That's the thing there. You
Did you not
cheated.
hire your best friend for something? Home secretary.
Yeah, but still, I did. So, why are you laughing?
She's not qualified.
She's not qualified. Danai.
Nah, it was foreign secretary.
No, Danai.
It was foreign secretary.
No,
But you
then
just
it-
picked her because she travels a lot.
No.
Yeah, but you need someone that can.
No, I changed it. I picked Taser for vibes.
To be fair, that yeah, I don't know. It is what it is, isn't it?
Yeah, it is what it is.
We know the truth.
I said what I said.
I meant what I
I
said.
stand on my manifesto.
It is what it is. We all move. But how's everyone's weekend anyway?
Yeah, can't complain. Same old, man. This horrible weather is just hurting my bones.
I hear
It's
you.
too cold, man.
I went out yesterday. And do you know what my sister said to me? She was like, "Oh my gosh, you're really like becoming of age." I said,
What's becoming of it? Why she was reading you?
"Stop it," because I haven't been going out and I've been staying at home. She's so
Okay.
proud of me. I just thought, "You're right." She goes, "You're becoming a mum with no kids." I said, "Wow."
Damn.
What? I said, "Okay."
Be on.
She's like, "What's going on?" I was like, "Girl, I've been outside when you was an embryo. Are you all right?"
Embryo.
I've been in these streets. Your girl's tired, okay?
I'm so done.
How's she going with a little?
Her weight loss journey.
I didn't say that, but right.
But that is what you want to talk about, since you
Yeah, but I
always
was
want to
gonna say-
subliminally talk about it on the side. She's lost 10 pounds.
Man, like,
Yeah, man. I'm proud of her.
It's amazing.
that's sick.
Yeah, she's
very
still on it.
I have to go and check her.
Love that for her. Make sure you compliment her as soon as you see her, though.
Yeah.
To be fair, I don't think she'll even let it
she watch
land.
the show?
Do you know, she'll be like, "Tell me I've lost weight." She'll be like, "I know I've lost weight in it." It's like, Georgia, let us land. Like,
I love that for her though.
and now when she goes out or whatever, yeah, she comes and stands in my room. She gives me a little cat. It's like it's
Oh, that's
cute
so
because you can
sweet.
tell she's
That's
like
just really
the confidence.
motivated. Yeah, that's
like,
beautiful, man.
Literally, and she was just like, "Why did I do this sooner?" I was just like, "Girl,
Oh, that's really sweet.
we've been praying for this moment." But,
Not
you
her
know.
beats and bands, you know, with us.
No,
working
literally,
out.
and
Love
like she's changed. I'm so proud of her, and I just hope long may it continue. To be honest,
Amen to that. That's so sweet, man.
yeah.
You
Speaking
picked her
of
for your
which-
cabinet too, didn't you?
You know what?
You know I didn't. Why are you doing that?
You're so messy, man.
Do you know
It's
you're
actually
actually like the
Monday.
messiest person I know?
Sorry.
It's like you.
I deserve a present then,
I'm not giving you nothing. You thrive in mess.
innit?
You literally thrive in mess. You know what? Let me tease you and leave it on the table.
You want to see that? at the end of the day.
You know, he will swap that. He will swipe that so quick. But no, speaking of fitness, I did a spin class on Saturday.
How was it?
It was really good. I'm going back.
I do love spin. There's one guy that introduced me to spin like back
Yeah.
in the day, yeah, and he teaches spin like a garage MC.
Wow, okay. That
So
must be lit though.
it's too lit.
That'd
Like
be a
in
lit
these
class.
classes, I used to struggle because it's harder, but because he's such a vibe,
Yeah. And that's
like,
what it
he's
was.
really good, and he's one of those annoying instructors where like if he likes you, because he knows that you do
Oh,
well,
yeah. And he knows your name?
he
He's
like
got the
will call
target.
you- yeah, or
Yeah.
like he'll come and like adjust your
Okay, yeah.
what's it called, your resistance.
Your
and stuff.
resistance.
He's really good.
Yeah, it was fun, man. Because the thing is, because with spin, my thing was always, first of all, the seat's uncomfortable.
You get
My
used
booty
to it
hurts.
though.
Yeah, I'm waiting for
I
the
got,
weeks
condi-
where
I
I will
got
get used to
conditioned
it. It
to it
hurts.
after like 2 weeks.
I,
No, you will. Or you know what? When I first ever went spin, one of the spin instructors in my gym showed me about it. You can get a seat, a cushion.
oh yeah, I've heard about that.
Yeah, so
I'm gonna have to
I
get that.
used the cushion. Then after a while, I just was like,
I'm gonna have to get that because when I would complain about seats, people were like, "Yeah, but you shouldn't be sitting down." I'm like, "Yeah, but my legs can't carry me for 45 minutes just standing and doing all sorts."
You shouldn't be sitting, sis.
It was a whole. Trust me, it was a whole thing. But it was really
I'm not
sweet
doing a
though.
45-minute class.
Just elevated. But it was really sweet because it was my first spin with my hit instructor, so I did it straight after hit as well. I feel like I could conquer
why do you do that?
the world because there was no Pilates on. They swapped the times, so I had to pick hit or Pilates. And I said, I'm going to be doing downward dogs this morning.
You really
I'd
are.
rather do
You
burpees.
really are.
I don't know who I'm becoming, but I'm loving this girl.
So, Laura's like,
Yep, picked burpees over what's it called, downward dogs. And then so I did it after, but it was so sweet because my class, majority of us came from the body conditioning class. And they were so supportive, like, you got this. And my sister was like, okay, because I wanted to hide. And she was like, no, you can use my bike at the front. She'll go to the back. She's like, everyone will support you. And it was nice because like, I feel like seeing everyone getting, doing what they're doing was like motivating for me. And they were like, are you okay? Da, 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 da. And then it was just a whole thing, man. And it was really sweet. And at the end, they were like, well done. All clapped for me. I was like, this is so sweet. I'll be back on Tuesday, guys.
Fitness is a community, man.
It's a proper community.
As she's talking, I'm
It's
proper
so
like,
sweet.
I'm getting so happy, even though it's not my class or my community or my people. But
But community is such a big thing with
it
gym.
is. It really
And I think
helps.
that's one of the things that's helped me really, really enjoy. Even the HIIT class, because I hate burpees. When I was in training society, I think, ma'am, if you don't be fucking for real with these damn burpees. But now I literally do it twice a week. But again, it's the community because we're all suffering together. Yeah. We're all enjoying it together. Our instructor is so lit. Like, she's really good vibes. And it's just like, I don't know what it was. I was like, this is a cult. I was like, yeah, man, I'll see you guys on Tuesday. I'll be back on Tuesday.
Told you about
and I'm looking forward to it.
Told you.
Even though I suffered, but I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, no, spin is a vibe. I do like spin.
It was nice though. And then, but
Classes
all that
in general.
little do this, do that, I said, yeah, I'm gonna take my time.
There's one woman in America, a black woman. I don't know what she's from. Like, them places that are not that popular to us, if that makes sense.
Okay, yeah.
So like Oregon, or them
Minnesota.
kind of them man there basically. And she owns like her own studio that she like built from scratch with her husband. And she. Did you ever see the viral spin class recently?
I did.
It was her class.
That looked like a party.
She's different. Like when I watch her videos, she is literally different. And what I found really interesting was like she gets a lot of stick. So like the thing that I find interesting about fitness, is how there's certain things that have been around for years. So like you got Les Mis, the people Les Mis do like
they do core, they do
body pump and those kind of classes.
They do a lot
of like commercial, like leisure centers and commercial gyms and stuff, right? So that's the brand that every gym kind of like works under. So their money is extremely
their money is
long
up, man.
Because every commercial gym, like, do you know, like Virgin Active, like a lot of them all do
their
classes
as well. Yeah.
So because she's obviously created her own kind of take on spin and her own brand, and she actually goes to other spin like brands to teach them how to teach like her, because her classes are so
they look lit. I saw and I said, damn, I want to get to spin.
It's a whole community thing, right? And she was getting like stick on TikTok.
For what?
From like Les Mis instructors, like sticking their nose up at how she teaches.
That's so unprofessional.
No, it was, and I also thought like you're hating from outside of the club because you can't get in. And this is stuff I don't like. Just because someone's reinvented the wheel, like.
But you know what? Like Les Mis is actually like they're actually a household. Like how much wealth and popularity do you want? Let people do things.
But they're so
like
bad
vibes.
They're so. I just rolled my eyes because it wasn't even like the owner. It was like someone who's like a Les Mis instructor.
Oh, honey.
I thought you're on someone's payroll.
You guided. Okay.
You're coming to open your mouth and talk about.
Yeah, owner shares.
Like
Les Mis. So.
Like, she did like a stitch video of someone like talking about her video and like kind of like this isn't spin and the Oyibos.
You know the ones like
it's their dad's. I just thought this is why you lot.
It is spin. If your legs are moving, you're right.
The litness that we bring. Do you get what I mean?
That's the thing. Yeah.
Literally.
That's crazy, man.
I don't know who Les Mis is.
Pardon?
Sorry.
Les Mis is like it's a brand basically, and they do a lot of like fitness classes. Basically.
Have you ever gone to like a gym, and they all use the same like red, like their theme is like red, black, grey. I feel like if you see it, you'll know what I mean. Because literally, so many gyms.
Because my gym, their theme is green,
but not. I think it's changed though, actually.
But my gym, their theme is green, but they have Les Mis like classes on now, timetables. They've got quite a few. There's like a sprint one, there's a grits one, there's a core one, there's a hit one, there's a body pump one. there's quite a few. They've got like a lot of classes. So I feel like it's just like a fitness brand.
Yeah,
And then it's like their version. So imagine like Beats and Bands. So wherever all the gyms will have amen. You better say amen, sis.
Amen,
all the gyms
amen.
will have like Beats and Bands classes.
Okay.
But it's like Beats and Bands is
but
the
it has
brands.
like a structure and a formula that you have
Yeah,
to follow. So to be a
basically.
Les Mis instructor, it's like you have to do like a course or whatever, but you have to teach
Yeah.
how they
teach.
yeah. So
Basically.
it's good. Like whoever owns it is making a lot of money because in the industry it's very like everybody's heard of it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And every gym uses it. But yeah.
But yeah, guys, we're sorry. We've got how rude of us. How rude. We've got a guest. We've got a guest with us today.
Hey, your prime minister.
No, we're not talking about you.
You who? Put your hand down, put your hand down, put your hand down.
Your camera's even too high.
How are my constituents doing today?
No one cares.
First of all, look
Oh,
at
would
your prime
you
minister.
listen
Look
to
what
what
time
we
you
did?
rolled
I
up.
heard you defending me, man.
Oh, at the end, to
My
my
neck.
man's.
You're dumb. I'm so angry. An egg. That's in my neck. You've got never been them charges.
Never.
Anyways, our lovely guest, please kindly introduce yourself, my lovely.
I am Laura Jane. I am a integrative psychotherapist. I'm an author.
You better speak on it, girl.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that's where it ends, you know? Right, that's where it begins.
Amen.
Amen to that. Amen to that. But Laura's going to be with us for our lovely topic of the day today. She's going to come back, of course, for an interview, but we're going to have a topic of the day. Because when we tried to vote, you weren't here that day. We tried to tell these people, as in not these people in this room, but the people watching, right? You know, should we talk about this on Monday? They're trying to say, oh no, some people voted it's a bit too heavy. I said, well, guess what? This is what is it Mark says? This is not a democracy.
Dictatorship.
Okay, so here we are today. But yeah, man. But how was your weekend, Prime Minister?
It was all right, it was pretty chilled. Didn't get up to too much. Just, I don't know why, but the week feels like it's going to be long for some reason.
No, God forbid. Don't say that.
Huh?
Last week was long.
Don't you
Last
like
week was
long
so
weeks,
long.
though?
No, I don't.
No, but at least let me land.
No, sorry, PTSD.
That's right. Yeah. Do you know what it is? When weeks drag, I feel like it gives us. It's a dumb analogy, but I just feel like the year's about to end really quickly. I don't get
it's
how
speeding
we're going
by.
to 2024. Like, allow me in it. Do you know what I mean? So if the week takes longer, it takes us longer to get there. Do you know what I mean? If the week's really quick, then it's just like everything's bus. It's just like.
Well, you know,
Do
it
you
can
know what I
be. For me, when a week is long, it tends to not be the greatest vibes. So do you get me? So it's like a double
I get it.
homicide type of vibe. It's just not.
No, when the week flies, that means everything was just
It's great.
quick and easy.
I
innit?
know,
Nice and
but
dandy.
I just like you said when it's Monday the 20th. I just thought, excuse me,
But how do we get
how's
here?
it Monday the 20th of
Yeah.
November already? Do you get what I mean?
It's wild, man.
Like we just got here.
Damn.
God help us all. Well, that's just all positive. So
Sorry.
let's get into our headlines.
I really like your hair.
No,
I
go
really
on,
like
say-
your hair, by the way. I was meant to say it when I first got in. It really suits you. I like it.
Thank you. Thanks, babes.
I was gonna say something too.
Oh,
I was waiting for the filming, and then you lot was talking.
Oh yeah, we were talking on that. Thank you.
Forgot.
I appreciate
going
it.
to say something too.
Oh,
No,
shut
you
up.
This is why you need me. You know, you're right. It's true.
Listen.
you don't get it.
Oh,
You don't. You proved her point.
they don't even know to have new hair sometimes.
Literally.
I mean, Brent knows when I open the door, but a part of me, I'll be honest with you, Brent. I love you and all, but he left me outside and said, "What time in it?"
Wait. Why do you have to lean into what you're about to say just because Gina didn't say it when she saw you and I did?
Excuse me. Don't try and give it parable.
Immediately when I
What you
saw
talking about?
you, I'm like, oh, your hair's amazing.
Yes, but
And
you
you
know
know
what
when
it
I
is,
was
though?
literally meant to
The
say
thing-
it when I
know,
walked
but
in.
I appreciate that and I accepted it. I
Now
even
you're
gave you a
gonna
whole
say
backstory.
You don't believe me.
I do believe you, but the reason why I said, "Are you sure?" When you remember what I said when you said that was because you left me standing outside in the cold for a while. So I just thought he was just
No,
saying
I
something to
believe
kind
you.
of break the
I-
ice a
to
little
break-
bit.
okay.
I was in the kitchen.
Okay. But I do appreciate you. Thank you, Brent. But Brent does notice that my hair is different. Can't say the same for the other boys, but so thank God for Gina and Brent. Love you all.
I always notice.
You just don't say nothing. It's fair. But to be fair, I know that you will cuss me though. I feel like you'd be like, oh, so is that your look when the camera goes up?
But I think
It's
maybe
fair.
I think I prefer that. You know, I do hate guys that are very like that pay a bit too much attention.
I hear you.
Sometimes it's like, why are you all up in my business? Leave me alone.
Yeah, 'cause I
like
feel
when my
sometimes
friends are, oh, why is my
yeah.
eyelashes like that? Like,
Yeah,
I know,
yeah.
I know they need to get
You're
done.
in women's business.
I can see myself in the mirror. My appointments come in. You don't need to. Why are you trying? Why?
Because the thing is that with that, sometimes it's actually something good that you've done intentionally, and now they point out like, oh, don't you think your concealer's a bit too bright? So that was the look I was going for, and I can't do anything about it now because I'm already outside. So thank you, thank you for making me conscious.
Wait, a man said to you, your concealer too bright?
Not the men I didn't know.
Okay.
I love that for you.
The men I take,
I don't
they
even know
be
what a
men's
concealer is.
business. That's a lot.
Or
Way
like, I've
too
got a
much.
male friend here who would always be like he doesn't like makeup in it. So if every time I wear, he used to call my makeup Michael Jackson. Bearing in mind, I don't even wear heavy makeup, but he'll be like, oh, hello MJ, and I'll be like, why are you in my business?
Now, why are you my business?
Like I don't understand.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you got the MJ on today? Yes, I do.
Not the
Where we
MJ
go
on.
from here? Literally. I just thought, why are you? Oh, I like. Go and be with your natural queens then.
Okay.
Because
That's always my thing. Go be where you like. Anyway.
Yes.
Happy Monday. Oh, sorry. It was International Men's Day. Happy International Men's Day, y'all.
When?
Yesterday.
Okay.
Okay, well, that's that.
No, nobody told
you
us.
guys really aren't
You
appreciated, boy. Sorry. You're
No
not.
one told us,
That
man.
was
It was on
Scooby.
Friday.
Was it Friday? No, it was Saturday. It was Sunday.
It was yesterday, sorry.
It wasn't a weekend. It was either Saturday or Sunday.
What happens on International Men's Day?
Well, had you been on TDA, I would have sang all your praises, but you guys weren't. So I've just told you guys. So technically, that's you lot's present because you guys weren't even aware. So next year, you lot can monopolize this. So you're welcome.
Is there actually an International Men's
Yeah.
Day?
Yeah.
Yeah, but what do they do?
It's same thing happens on International Women's Day. You just
No, but,
hey,
but
y'all.
International Women's Day is a thing, though.
Yeah, but
Like brands will literally
That's the thing.
do campaigns around International Women's
that's
Day.
how men got to fight for their rights, man.
You lot should be cutting checks.
You got to fight for your
Do you know
rights.
what you do? Yeah, next year, approach all these brands and
Exactly.
and pitch stuff to do for International Men's Day. I'm not even joking.
And I'll be
Because
real
there's
with you,
budget, like,
especially as a black man, especially when it's men's mental
Mental
health month.
in November.
You lot would have been raking it in with the cash.
I'm really surprised that it's not a thing.
I mean, someone did bring up on Twitter. They were like, "Oh,
Let me
like
check that.
that's not nice."
Thanks, percentage wise.
But what for the idea? Well, no, I do think, I mean, it's not really. It's kind of like Father's Day, though. People make a lot of noise about Mother's Day, not much about Father's Day.
No, I think Father's Day is now it's a thing though.
Yeah,
But
it is. To be fair, actually, because when I was younger, I didn't even know there was a Father's Day, and the Children's Day. Though they do that in Nigeria, they don't do that here.
Children's Day.
Wow.
Yeah, we have a Children's Day in Nigeria. It's lit being a child in Nigeria. Well, no, forget that. It's not it. Just headlines, please.
All right. So our first headline, the Israeli ambassador to the US says he's hopeful that a deal for the release of a significant number of hostages will be reached in the coming days. So Michael Herzog was speaking to ABC and he said that serious efforts were being made, but that the fewer details he revealed, the better the chances of a deal being made. Hamas took an estimated 240 people hostage during the 7th of October attacks, which killed 1,200 Israelis. Qatar, which has been mediating, also says a deal is within reach. The Washington Post newspaper has reported that Israel and Hamas are close to agreement on a US brokered deal that would free dozens of women and children held hostage in Gaza in exchange for a 5-day pause in fighting, citing people familiar with the emergent terms. Qatar's Prime Minister Mohammed bin Abdulrahman Al Thani said on Sunday that only very minor practical and logistical obstacles remain, adding that we are close enough to reach a deal. The US has not confirmed any such details of progress. White House National Security Council spokeswoman and Adrienne Watson was speaking on X, and she said that we have not reached a deal yet, but we continue to work hard to get to a deal. The Israeli PM, Benjamin Netanyahu, has ruled out a full ceasefire. Qatar has been playing a leading role in mediation efforts to secure the release of hostages being held by Hamas in Gaza. It was involved in the negotiations that had seen 4 people freed so far, a mother and a daughter, who are US nationals, and 2 elderly Israeli women. Next headline brings us to the UK, where the Chancellor, Jeremy Hunt, has not ruled out cutting income tax in Wednesday's autumn statement. Obviously, he's insisted that economic growth was his priority. Mr. Hunt is finalising the government spending plans and he seeks to revive a stagnant British economy. The Chancellor is known to be considering reducing taxes on income, inheritance and businesses. But he was speaking to Laura Kusenberg on the BBC Sunday show and pretty much said that his speech would focus on removing barriers to growth. The Chancellor was traditionally coy when it came to confirming any of the actual financial decisions he will make before Wednesday. Mr. Hunt said that he wanted to put the UK on a path to lower taxes, but would only do so in a responsible way that did not sacrifice the progression of inflation. When asked if he would cut income tax, he said he would not comment on the decision ahead of the statement, adding our priority is growth. Tax levels in the UK are at their highest since records began 70 years ago and are unlikely to come down soon, according to a leading think tank, the Institute for Fiscal Studies. And our last headline, Russell Brand, he's back in the news. To be fair, it's kind of just the same old stuff. I mean, pretty much he's been questioned by the Met Police in relation to allegations, trigger warning, people, of historical sex offences. For those who don't know, an investigation by the Sunday Times, the Times and Channel 4 dispatches revealed allegations of rape, sexual assaults and emotional abuse against the British comedian and actor. Brand has previously denied the claims. The Met has confirmed that a man in his 40s attended a police station in South London on the 16th of November, as first reported by the Times newspaper. The force said that he was interviewed under caution by detectives in relation to allegations of 3 non-recent sexual offences. It said inquiries were continuing. The Met said in September that it would investigate allegations of non-recent sexual offences after receiving a number of allegations. At the time, it said it was encouraging anyone who believed that they may have been a victim of a sexual offence to contact them, no matter how long ago it was. Earlier that month, as mentioned, the Times, Sunday Times, and Channel 4's Dispatches programme said 4 women had accused Brand, who is 48 years old, of sexual offences, including a rape, alleged to have taken place between the years 2006 and 2013. The investigation claimed that he had also behaved inappropriately at work and displayed predatory and controlling behaviour. And during this time, Brand held several jobs, including at Channel 4 and BBC Radio 2. And that's it for the headlines.
Thank you very much. Let's get into what you say in topic of the day.
All right, people. So today's topic of the day. As Esther said earlier in the intro, we are going to be discussing the conflict in Congo. But I'm pretty sure that obviously as everyone's kind of getting themselves apprised of and abreast of the situation, you'd find that it's so layered, right? There's so many different things that seem to be going on at the same time. So if you lot don't mind, I want to kind of ask you guys each, what's the main things that that's kind of hitting you about this conflict? What is the cause of this conflict to you?
Oh, no,
Anyone can start? You know what? Let me ask our guest, Laura.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's been going on for years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's not that just because TikTok's talking about it now. So yeah, it's not because TikTok is talking about it now that it's just been happening. It's been going on for longer than I've been born, to be honest. And it's about the minerals, the natural resources, coltan being the main one, which is what we use to make the phones function, etc. Children's parents, everybody's been affected by this. And it's the constant war by the east border between Congo and Rwanda. And it's getting worse. It's getting worse. But I think it's good that there's more public attention on it, because I feel like when people think of Congo, they think about dancing and daba. It's more than that. But I think because we're colonized by the French and the attention here in the UK, it kind of feels like we're at the bottom. And to be honest, it is Europe that is giving these militant groups the resources that they need to cause this war.
Keep going, yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay. I was going to ask you, in fact, I think we're going to get into this a bit more, but there's an election due in December, right?
Yeah.
Do you feel like that's also adding to the situation as well?
Yeah, always. So we don't have dual nationality anymore. We haven't had it for a very long time. So they took away the right for the diaspora to be able to vote. So I don't like saying his name, but he's not in power anymore. So the last president, 20 years ago, he took away that right. So we won't be able to go in December and vote. Okay. Which means that it's easier for them to manipulate votes because the diaspora can't go back and vote. So the elections is always a crazy time, but what will happen is they're going to focus more on the election and less about what's happening in Goma, which is where the war is. Which gives them more leeway for a lot of mass murder to happen.
Quick question: is the government, like the Congolese government, are they part of the deals being made for all the things to be happening? Do you get what I mean by that?
I guess they have to agree to things.
Yeah.
But I think we're always ruled by the others.
Yeah.
So if there's money put on the table, it's going to be taken. I guess right now the person who is in power is doing his best, but I guess he still has to do things in stages, because also that probably puts him in a place of threat as well. So yeah, I think if it was a case where they weren't taking certain deals, then we probably wouldn't be in certain
Yeah, go.
No, I meant,
I thought you were Oh, okay, thanks. So, guys, that was me interrupting, asking for a cup. Now they'll be wondering why the silence. All right, cool. Obviously, we're going to get into this a lot deeper, yeah. But when you hear about all these situations, especially like you just mentioned, like coltan being one of the main mineral resources for like mobile phones and things of that nature. So you know, obviously, like you said, Europe are kind of funding these insurgency groups and that, things of that nature. But the Chinese are obviously getting involved.
Oh yeah, they've been in Congo for a long time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But do you see them as being involved legally though? Because they got a lot of companies there. So do you make a differentiation between those like the legal businesses and those that kind of funding the groups, military groups?
Yeah, do you know what? There's nuances in that. So I guess there is things that are legalized, and then there's things that are done in the market, so in secret. Will we, as the people, know? No. But even the Chinese, that goes way back. Like there was a period in time years ago that when they first came in, they would impregnate the Congolese women and kill the babies.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's a real thing. Like it's,
For what though?
Because they couldn't bring the children back to China because obviously that would so it's only like a small group of those children survived. So you'll see that they speak about their stories. It's really good to research, but it's really sad. So there's like all of these women who've come forward to speak about some of their children that were killed, etc. And it's like their second and third child weren't killed, but that child was killed because obviously that was the one that they were impregnated by with the child. So they've been in Congo for a long time. Yeah.
So like, obviously you're Congolese, right?
Yeah.
How do your parents feel about this as well? Like, were they like making the trips before to vote, or was it like during their time was like that was stopped as well?
Yeah, so it was stopped from I guess about so I guess when most of them would have migrated here, that's when it stopped. But also I think with a lot of Congolese people, there's that fear because firstly you're coming into the UK. It's probably your fourth language when you get here, because in Congo we speak about 3 languages already. So even going back to Congo, people have only started going back within the last 12 years. Okay. Some people still don't have their stay, etc. So they're watching and obviously being aggravated by the sidelines. They can't do anything about it. And I guess the higher you get in trying to be in a place of power to work it out, you definitely get wiped out. So it's obviously hard for them to watch this, but there's a lot of talking about what can be done, but the people still don't really make the decisions in that sense. And I guess this is what makes them feel like, why should the diaspora come and vote? But I guess the current president, last year there was a meeting with the foreign secretary to do that exchange again with reintroducing dual nationality, but that probably isn't going to be legalized until maybe 2025, if that, because they're probably going to look at the risks and what that could involve. But I can't even imagine what that would look like should they grant it again. Yeah. It probably would cause another conflict.
Who's the president right now? Tshisekedi, right?
Yeah.
like, how does it benefit him for the people in the diaspora to not vote? Because surely he's against those military groups who are causing the insecurities.
Yeah. So he really is pushing for it because he actually, so he comes from, so his dual is France, for example. So it's difficult for him. So and his family. So for him, it benefits that there is dual nationality. But he's trying to take things in stages. Like he's just about trying to reduce traffic with like a motor system that he's built. So he's really trying to be mindful of the steps that he takes. But hopefully before he steps away, whenever that is, that he pulls that deal through.
Boy, crazy. You guys, yeah, when you lot obviously was like reading up and seeing some of the stuff that's going on, yeah, what's I guess the biggest thing that kind of hit you about the conflict?
I feel like, do you know, for me, it was that child labour.
Yeah.
Like, I proper don't like seeing, like, kids just stripped of their innocence and just working and, like, the dangerous conditions. And I just literally seen kids, like, young babies just having to work. And it just feels as though, like, that is the norm. Like, they wouldn't know that this isn't what they shouldn't be doing kind of thing. That's one of the things that really, really, that hit me, as a child labour.
Yeah, for me, definitely the kids.
I was just thinking about how long it's been going on for, and just like the lack of awareness about it. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just really like no one knows, and like it's like how all that. What's the stuff called, the callback stuff?
Yeah,
That's all in the mobile
cobalt
phones and all that.
and
Like so, like the technology, like the way the world's moving, is so important for the whole world to function.
Yeah,
it's like, I don't know what would have to happen for someone to get involved to like stop all that.
Yep.
Do you think
Just
that's
get what I
why
mean.
it doesn't get spoken about though? Do you get what I mean?
think
As
it's
in,
part
like,
of it.
it's part of the reason why it's not highlighted as much as everything else, because the world functions heavily on this. So in speaking about it, it's kind of like, okay, cool. So what's the alternative?
Yeah.
I feel like as well, like with black countries, like things that black countries go through, it's,
No one
it's
cares.
never a
That's
priority.
exactly that's it. That's
And
also
then
it.
when you then add on top of, when you add onto that the fact that this thing that's being taken from that country is needed, like new technology is based on the fact that, well, yeah, we're going to have that because we've got these kids digging it up, blah, blah. It's like nothing will ever be done about it. There's not nothing will ever be done, but there's no incentive for something to be done about it.
Oh yeah, there's none.
It's crazy. But it's kind of like what you said as well, Marks, is that like the world actually uses this, but I feel like even the kids that are digging up and stuff, they have no idea of that reality, that the world uses this thing. Do you know what I mean? So they're just doing whatever it is they've been asked to do and not even knowing maybe how precious. I mean, obviously there'll be ones maybe think about it, but on a mass scale, they might not think of like how valuable this thing is if we're always consistently having to dig it out, having to, regardless of whatever circumstance, whatever the weather is like and stuff like that. It's crazy, man.
Can I ask you a slightly left question? Yeah. Remember the film Blood Diamonds?
Yeah.
I never watched it.
Or was it it's, Leonardo DiCaprio? It's based. Was it Congo? It was based in Congo as well, right?
I think so.
Is it Congo?
Was it Congo?
I think it was.
That's what I'm thinking.
Let me check.
If not, it was another African country. But my question was pretty much going to be, when Hollywood makes films like this and it brings attention to situations back home, right? Do you guys feel like Hollywood's taking advantage, or more so you kind of applaud
sorry,
it?
Sierra Leone.
That's it. Yeah. Or do you feel like it's you know what? Without this film, maybe we don't even get the attention because no one seems to care.
Do you know what I think? I think Hollywood plays in our faces sometimes.
Okay.
I feel like a part of me is like, sometimes I feel like Hollywood takes the piss because obviously I don't know about that film. I haven't watched the film. I don't know whether that film was to raise awareness. I don't know whether the proceeds made from that film was to then donate to somewhere where this was happening. And I feel like that kind of stuff, if that kind of, it's about the action that follows a film being made. Yeah. If that kind of action follows it, then I'll be like, okay, do you know what? They're trying to raise awareness and whatever. But if it's just for entertainment, because we see slavery movies done all the time, we see police brutality films done all the time, and there's nothing that ever really comes from it. The only one that something came from it was the Central Park 5 guys, and that was because they're still alive, and they're actually doing things in society in terms of what's it called, like, you know, the criminal justice situation. But other than that, Hollywood just it's entertainment for them. It's just something. It's just them wanting to make money. It's not really to raise awareness for that, unless there's something that follows, unless there's actions that follow the film being released.
But do you feel like that matters though? Obviously, it matters in some sense, right? But if we don't have it, we may not have anything at all.
Yeah, but I haven't watched the film.
yeah.
You haven't watched the film.
Yeah, I haven't.
I don't know who else in the room has
I
watched
watched
the film.
but
It's an old film though.
But I do think that it's. I do think that it does. So let's be honest, yeah. A lot of us don't read. Like in our, I feel like a lot of, like, do you know how like when it comes to like history and stuff, yeah. I would say.
So they got drag you for that one.
No, they can drag me all you want,
No,
but
he's gonna say it's true because they've been dragging him.
no, because I do feel like not everybody, and this isn't the majority or whatever. I'm just saying that I know that there are a lot of people who don't like to read and don't enjoy
Attention span
reading.
is low.
They don't enjoy reading, and they're not gonna go up and read about history stuff, but they'll watch it in a film.
That's
Drag me by my pant if you want, boy. Here, take and drag. But I said what I said.
Take and drag.
So I feel like if these films are around, it does allow the person who doesn't enjoy reading, who doesn't want to go and read a history book or whatever, to watch that film, and as long as it's accurate and grasp an idea of like, do you get what I'm trying to say? That's just my opinion anyway.
So what the film depicted, is that happening in Sierra Leone?
Yes.
Okay. And did it say like based on a true story or something like that? Because sometimes people will think, is this just someone's just thought about it? If it's like, I feel like if a film comes across like a documentary, like real life, then I can get the education part of it, because not many people. So even example like Woman King, right?
Yes.
That is actually based. Well, there's a bit of love. There's a lot.
Oh, but there's a lot of it.
That's my bad.
You know how I was riding.
Listen,
That was she, my mom.
they were like, listen,
I thought people were like Gina, and I was just like, oh,
boy.
just give me.
But it's loosely based on a real tribe. Do you get what I mean? But not many people went to find that out. I'll be real with you. The only reason why I knew that is because I love Viola Davis. So when I saw Viola Davis on Breakfast Club, I said, I'm clicking that and I'm watching that. That's how I came to know that this is actually loosely based on a real situation.
Yeah.
If I just watched the film, I would have, this is so empowering. John Boyega did a great job. I would have left the cinema and that's it.
Yeah.
So with this Sierra Leonean film,
Blood Diamonds wouldn't have been made to raise awareness, though, would it?
Yeah.
It's entertainment.
this is it. So,
But I suppose
you know,
it would aid conversations, though. There's things that people say about the diamonds, and they're creating, they got man-made diamonds now and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I think that's all in aid of all that stuff that's going on. So it might have helped like start a conversation and these kind of things. But I don't think that's not the
That wasn't
point.
the aim.
I don't think it ever is.
It wasn't. And that's the thing with Hollywood. Hollywood plays in our faces. So they will use real life situations and real life struggles, social injustices, all this stuff. But I don't feel like their intention is to raise awareness. And so if their intention is not to raise awareness, is it raising awareness? Is it like just an empty gesture then? So maybe then, to answer your question, it is kind of like taking advantage of a situation. Because what's going to come from what it is that you've done?
Yeah. And I guess a lot of the time, if they do film it there, they would kind of, there's not like they're going to pay those people over there the same fees they're going to be
about
paying
that.
someone, you know
There you
what I
have
mean?
it.
It's crazy. So basically, if they were to do something based on Congo,
Yeah.
what would you lot think?
Well, there's a few things. So I guess Black Panther tried to, because the whole
Yes.
Vibranium thing.
yeah that, but they wasn't explicit about it, which that's fine. But everyone who watched it when it first came out knew what this was about. But okay, what are we doing about it?
Yeah.
So there's been different things, but yeah, like I guess even just like raising money, this, that, you have to then think about who is this money going to? Who's raising this money? So I guess it's all good to raise awareness, and I think it's important because some people genuinely don't know. Like, you know, some people are still calling it the Congo. It's the Democratic Republic of Congo.
Yeah.
So I think it's all well and good, but I guess we need steps. Yeah.
Can I? Sorry.
I was going to ask, so say, for example, like there's a lot of awareness that's raised and everything. What would justice look like in this situation? Is it a case of better working environments, being paid properly, that kind of stuff, like safety gear, all that kind of stuff for it to be, for the minerals to be taken? Or is it a case for Congo, like, we don't want you taking our stuff?
I guess it would be nice that it's protected that no one's taking the stuff illegally.
Yeah.
But what does paying? First of all, why is there 3-year-olds mining?
This is
That's just not right.
mad, yeah.
And also, who is watching over these children mining? No one shows who's watching over them.
I don't think there's anyone watching over them, you know.
Wow.
Because there was a video I saw, and it was just so like, 'cause I think they were like stuck in something, and they're trying to pull them out and stuff. And literally, it's like community. It's like everyone who was there is the rescue team. And so I don't feel like there's people. I feel like it's just more of a report daily what you've done kind of thing. I don't feel like it's like supervision. Because again, if there was supervision, why are there 3-year-olds actually doing manual labor?
Because it's producing things that's over £1,000.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Sad. Let's go back a bit more, yeah? Of course, everyone can somewhat... I want to be careful about how I'm saying this, but who do you think is responsible or should take the highest level of responsibility in this situation? Because, of course, like, we have a situation today where people are, like, foreign countries are exploiting, right? And I guess foreign countries exploited prior. Like, if you go back to, like, Leopold times, right? So we've got that initial thing and what it is currently. But in between that, right, there's been certain times where, of course, Leopold left, Belgium left, right? And Mobutu was doing his, governing the country and things of that nature. Do you feel like at that point in time, like other African countries, Congo could have done better?
They did.
Okay.
They tried, but those people were wiped out.
Okay.
Patrice Lumumba was wiped out.
Yes.
So it's kind of like risk reward in that sense. So I think people have moved forward to try and do things, but I guess it's more so treading lightly, which I can understand because you're kind of going into this ring and like there's a chance that there's risks.
Yeah.
But I guess everyone in a place of power has to take responsibility. We're colonized, so there's people above. But then I guess it's about money and power, isn't it? So I guess it's, if things get better on one side, what does it look like on the other side?
Yeah. There's a lot of African countries involved in this as well, right?
Boy.
One of the main ones is Rwanda. I can see your face. Love it. You know what? I'm going to ask you. Tell me, what are your thoughts about the situation with Rwanda being involved here? And how much responsibility do you kind of portion to them? Do you see them as being just as bad as the Europeans, the Chinese? Do you think they're worse? Like, what's your views?
I just think it's interesting that there's such a clean country that doesn't use this and that, and literally across the border, it looks different.
Okay.
So the fact that we're so close and there's such a difference is very questionable.
Okay.
It is, the militant group are from Rwanda, the ones that are. So there is obviously conflict there. They play a part, but I guess there's a lot of influencing. So I guess sometimes they can be used in that sense by others, because one has to also think, where are they getting these weapons, etc. Who's funding them?
Yep.
But I guess I think it's just really sad that we're literally like so close, and this is what's happening. Not that it means that we should be warring somewhere in the West, but I just think there'll be much advantage if we were together.
When you say together though, you're talking about African states?
Yeah, in terms of not having that level of conflict.
But how realistic is that? Because
It's not.
even within one particular African state, now you're going to get loads of conflicts.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
That's what's sad though, but that's why, like, when I think of blame, I just blame everybody. Because obviously the West will always take advantage. If you give them a step, they're taking a run. Do you get what I mean? So like they will always take advantage. But I think at some point, African countries, we can't keep blaming the West for everything that happens to us. Like, at some point, we've also got to sit down and actually think about how this is affecting, our nations. But the issue is that, and we've seen this from back in slavery times when they were actually allowing them to rightfully take slaves and whatever it is, people look out for their self-interest.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, that the governments and the leaders that are meant to be governing and putting the entire country's interests, in mind, are not, because they're only caring for themselves and their families. So that's why they've got to take the blame as well. Do you get what I mean? Like, it can't just be blaming the West for going there. Really and truly, they would not have the means to come there and kill, steal and destroy if they weren't allowed to. Do you get what I mean? So it's like, it's enabled behavior, and so that's why they've got to be blamed as well. Everyone involved has got to be blamed as well.
It's funny, well, not funny, but when you mentioned Rwanda being such a nice, clean country and everything, and then kind of thinking about Suella Braverman and Priti Patel, thinking that they're trying to send asylum seekers to Rwanda, yeah.
I say Rwanda were fine with that, right?
Yeah. They gave them, what, 140 million?
Yeah.
And not one plane is taken off yet?
Not one.
Yeah.
I hope they add in the contract there's no backseats. There's no refunds, hun.
All right, cool. I kind of want to give a bit of a history, yeah, because just to tie in what we were talking about, Rwanda, right? So in Rwanda, you guys would know about the 1994 genocide, right? And this was between the Hutus and the Tutsi, right? And pretty much the civil war was kind of, I think it started earlier that year, or even prior to that, it had been going on for years prior. But where it kind of kicked off to a crazy extent was when the Hutu president of Rwanda was killed, right? It was assassinated. That's when the RPF came in. Well, RPF had come in just prior to that. But that's when it turned from like 20,000 people being killed to, in the space of 3 months, almost 1 million Tutsis were killed. 800,000 people was killed in 3 months.
That's crazy.
It's fun. It's not funny. But last week we were talking about that guy from Rwanda who's been, I think he was a doctor who's been brought back to face his crimes. And basically during that time, because again the Hutus were in power, apparently what happened was one of them organized for the importation of crazy amounts of machetes. And he, because of the propaganda, he gave all of those machetes to only Hutu people. And basically just put out the propaganda about the Tutsis being responsible for the death of this president. And then, like I said, overnight, 3 months, everyone was just slaughtering people, man, woman, and child. Crazy. Obviously, RPF, they've come in, Rwanda Patriotic Forces, right? And that's one of the leaders is the current Rwandan president, Kagame, right? And they've taken over. They've managed to, sort everything out. They've taken over. And obviously, all the Hutu people who were responsible for this, they fled. Where have they fled to? Congo. So they've gone into the eastern Congo, because like Laura was saying, they're neighboring countries, right? And then, of course, they've brought some type of peace. I shouldn't say peace, but they've stopped all the killing pretty much. But obviously, there's going to be a lot of people who are Tutsis to say, no, then people need to pay for their crimes. Like, you can't just kill all our families and things of that nature. So what's happened is, apparently even Kagame said, yes, he wanted them to pay for their crimes, right? But he didn't necessarily sanction it. But many people who were part of the RPF actually went into Congo and were trying to get to these refugee camps where there were so many Hutu people, right? But obviously, again, Rwanda, it's not like they can just go into Congo and start this, because that's like you can't just like go into sovereign people's land and start war, pretty much, innit? Long story short, what happened was they ended up backing a group called the AFDL, right? And I believe the leader of that group was a guy who, do you want to mention, Kabila, right? Well, Laurent Kabila, right? He was the head of that particular group, and they were fighting against the main Congo army. Long story short, this is the first Congo war. They've taken over. Mobutu's been kicked out. He's fled to Morocco. 3-4 months later, he's died. Kabila takes power. Cool. First war's done. Shortly after that, though, Kabila, obviously, who was backed by Rwanda, Uganda as well, and even, I believe, Burundi as well, they were basically trying to dictate how he needs to run Congo. He didn't like that. So he's like, no, I'm going to kick you guys out. He's tried to kick them out. Rwanda and them lot said, no, it's not going to happen. They've obviously tried to fight against him, and that's when we got the beginning of the second Congo War. So this is how Rwanda's involved in this Congo situation. So the Congo, that occurs, without going into too much of the detail, there was a ceasefire agreement, didn't last too long. And what seemed to happen was a lot of the fighting shifted from certain parts of Congo into the northeast, where you've got Kivu, right? And North and South Kivu region. And this is where all the mines and the mineral resources are and all that type of stuff. So you've got all of these separate groups. Apparently, I think over the span of this conflict, you've got over 100 different insurgent groups, all with their own agendas, trying to take over bits of land and parts of certain regions and things of that nature, right? And then you had one particular group who, they were a rebel group. They tried to transform into like a political party. Right, when after Kabila was killed, so basically, sorry, I jumped. Laurent Kabila was killed by, funny enough, one of his child soldiers that were meant to be looking after him. Right, they've killed him, got rid of him. His son's taken over. The one you obviously don't like, right? That's Joseph Kabila, right? Cool. So he's taken over. What's happened now is there was again conflict, loads of conflict. In fact, the conflict didn't really stop, right, in the Kivu region. And then the UN came in to kind of calm the peace or start some peace, and they introduced like a transitional government between 2003 2006. Kabila won the election, innit?
Yeah. Like 25 years. Literally.
So, yeah, obviously everyone's contested it, right? So what happened was one of those same groups that I believe it was the RCD, RCD, they've now converted from a rebel group into a political party. They're not happy with the results, right? And this is the same group that was fighting against Kabila Senior during the second Congo War. And they've now split into another group, CNDP. Long story short, one of these guys, in fact, that entire group, the CNDP, the RCD, all of them were backed by Rwanda. Long story short, right? And so this is what was continuing the conflict over there. Also, like I said, all of these people were fighting for control of Congo, but also control of these mineral resources. And this insecurity that's been going on back and forth is what's allowed Europe, China, and all these other places to kind of benefit. Because obviously, if there's no stability, people can get their resources for cheap. And it's in your best interest to continue this instability. And also, like I believe Laura was kind of saying before, it also benefits Rwanda. Because obviously you're getting all your materials, your mineral resources for cheap as well. Also, a big part of this as well is one of the leaders, I believe his name is Nkunda, during that time, he's now in house arrest in Rwanda, but the group that he was part of, CNDP, they split. And one of the peace agreements was for them to, one of the things that was required for their peace was for that part of his military group to be reinstated into the Congolese army. That's what started the peace. Cool. Or at least, started the peace. They've come back and said, you guys didn't reinstate us. And then this was basically done during the March 23, 2009 agreement. That's why you get this military group called M23, because it's basically March 23. It was based off of that. And so M23 is the group that's now, long story short, doing all of this nonsense in Congo. And they are backed by Rwanda. Rwanda says they're not backing them. But the UN are saying, you are backing them. Don't lie, right? And they're pretty much saying that the plan, and this is as recent as this year, in fact. The UN's been saying this since 2013, right? But as recent as this year, the UN said in a report that Rwanda is backing M23 because they want political control in Congo and they also want control of the resources. So this is the reason why we're talking about Rwanda and why they are involved in the situation. So that's also the reason why I was asking, do you feel like this is, of course, the West are involved, but is this an internal African problem that we need to fix? All this civil war stuff, you know what I'm saying? Because like they can't exploit us if we are together and unified.
This is it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you're saying that's why is that Britain is looking to do partnerships and stuff with Rwanda because they want access after Rwanda takes control of the resources?
I'm not saying that exactly, but that's a good point there. You never know.
Who knows?
You never know.
Because even that money they're giving them is money that they're still using to be funding.
Yeah, 100%.
All the stuff they're doing.
100%. Because people are like, where's M23 getting these type of weaponries? Like, from obviously it's from you guys. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, there's definitely something going on. The fact that they cut a deal with them and they're prepared to send the refugees and stuff over there. Because like, if all that's going on and that's what they're tied up in, like, the country is blatantly not even safe for refugees. Do you know what I'm saying? So the fact that they'll co-sign it and pay them, there's some ulterior motive there.
100%.
100%.
Is it not safe?
Well, no.
Is there conflict in Rwanda?
Rwanda's safe, but
Remember
Congo
we
is
had
not.
that
But
Rwandan guy
I saw.
messaged us saying that, didn't he say like the people, sorry, my nail's stuck. Okay, I'm going for a look. Didn't he say that something about like the local people don't want all of that stuff to happen? Do you remember we had a message?
Yeah, he didn't want Suella. No,
He didn't want people.
Pretty. Yeah, he didn't
Yeah.
want to send
back
people
then.
over.
Yeah, they didn't want people to send them over
I've seen
because it
some
will affect
stuff
community and stuff like that.
of some girl like giving testimony about how like the current leaders and like the parties and stuff that Rwanda are doing, how they kidnapped her dad and the things that they're doing. So there's
just going
there's
on.
fuckery going on like right now today. So obviously I'm not saying it's not safe to walk around the streets, but they're not like there's things going on. It's
In
not.
Rwanda?
Yeah,
Serious?
yeah.
Okay. I have a correspondent. I'll find out.
To
Yeah,
liaise.
go and check. There's trouble in there.
But Kagami's he's kind of.
I love when you say that.
Not in this context, sorry.
Hey, Brent,
But-
you spoke about this.
Left hand's heavy.
You say my left hand's heavy.
Lot of cobalt.
Okay.
Okay, so's yours.
But you know, it's funny you mentioned that. Yeah.
Oh, here we go,
Because
yeah.
because the reality is
Yeah,
obviously
let's talk about it.
these lot are all benefiting from their access to cobalt, to coltan, to all types of stuff, right? And it's going into things that we use on an everyday basis. How are we going to talk about these type of things and hope for the best if we continue to fund it? How easy is it really for us to detach ourselves from these companies?
And I think that's a very valid point because as I was saying to you before, so I got gifted an Apple Watch recently.
Okay.
And I shared it on my socials, and then someone came into my DMs and was just like, "Oh, but have you not seen what's happening in Congo? Like Apple aren't it." And my thing was, I heard what she was saying, but then I was just like, "But I'm about to respond to you off an Apple phone, an iPhone." So, what difference is it making? But like me having a watch and they're both from the same company. I have a MacBook, I have the AirPods, I have do you know what I mean? Like everything I have is from this company. So I'm not about to message you right now and say I'm boycotting Apple because that's not realistic and it's not true. And your display pictures, you taking a selfie. And if I zoom, you're using an iPhone. So it was like, do you get what I mean? It was like, I got what she was saying, but then it was just like,
You're not living your raps.
where do we go from here? Because what am I meant to say in this moment? Because for me to now come and say, you know what, it's true, I'm boycotting Apple is a lie.
Yeah.
And clearly you're using the product you're using to even message me off is the same products that you're coming to vilify me for using. Do you get what I mean?
And I think that's what's tricky about these conversations because I've seen a lot of that online of like people need to be mindful and but I feel like every company uses it. It's very difficult. We're gonna have to go back to sending pigeons on errands if that's what we're gonna do, kind of thing. So I feel like that's where then we have to have a conversation about what justice looks like for everybody. Because even the companies that are saying they're ethical and whatever, sorry, I don't trust nobody's ethical. Since the horse meat scandal, I've stopped trusting everybody with their ethical, organic, all that bullshit because it's just a case where this company, Apple's been called out, you just haven't been called out yet. And when we uncover some truths, we'll find you deep in there as well. Do you get what I mean? So I feel like that's what makes it tricky. Unfortunately, I feel like because of where it is that we live and the society that we're in and how our jobs and all that kind of stuff is integrated, there's technology integrated in every single thing that we do that is unrealistic to live that way. But there are some communities and some areas of the world where it's not realistic because they don't depend on technology the way we do. But unfortunately for us, because I'm sure if we go down in this, obviously the main thing that people talk about is that it's in your phones, but if we actually go down and do a deep dive it's probably used in a lot more stuff than just phones. Do you get what I mean? And like phones and laptops and stuff. It's probably used in a lot more stuff. Maybe in cars, we don't know. Do you get what I mean? So it feels unrealistic. And sometimes I hear where people are coming from when they say stuff like that. But when people say stuff like that, I just think it's one of those, it's when people do that whole, what's the word I always use? You know, you're just trying to be the speaker online, but you don't really know shit. Do you know what I mean? It's like you just want to present as though you are standing for truth and you're standing for this, but really and truly, you're just making a scene. I'm doing nothing. Do you get what I mean?
I think there's a bit of a split though, because there's the part of, okay, we're using all of these things, and obviously people are like, oh, do you know what's happening in Congo?
Yeah.
But I think it's, before that, I think it's actually the recognition of where things come from.
Yeah.
So Congo, like for as long as I've been in the UK anyway, I feel like people haven't put respect on Congo personally.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I remember I would literally from like primary school, like even secondary school, sixth form, I'd be like, oh, you know, like it's the minerals from our country that makes phones, etc. People would literally laugh in my face, like, oh, what are you talking about, blah blah blah, and I'd be like, you can check it now. And when they check it, their face is literally dead straight, and I'm like, so what do you think I was talking about then? So for me, it's more so recognizing that, like I said in the beginning, it's more than dancing and meat. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's recognizing that this country actually has, you know what I mean,
Minerals
great
that helps us
minerals,
live,
exactly, and just giving it that recognition even first, and then thinking about, okay, how do we protect, or what can we do even in our small communities, etc. But if you're not even recognizing the goodness of the country, how will you even know how to protect it?
That's the
Big
word.
facts. Big facts. So I guess the first thing that I guess everyone can do to help the situation, just to educate yourself, do some real research.
Acknowledge. Yeah.
Do you feel like amongst all the research though, especially from someone from Congo, do you feel like there's a lot of misinformation though out there?
Yeah, there is, but I guess it's even, I think it's kind of similar to like, if you go back into history with slavery, there's a lot of things that are wiped out, etc. You know, because obviously as life goes on, the ink is not strong enough. So yeah, but I also think one is because sometimes I think who's reporting from these places, who is doing these documentaries, etc. That is a lot of where like the presentation comes in. You know, you have to educate yourself on it, and also you have to be brave if you want to go that deep in reporting certain things, because there's always risks. So yeah, there is for sure. Even just something like Congo being, you know, one of the richest countries in Africa. When you say that to people, it's like, what are you talking about? So there must be something that is not out there that, you know, why wouldn't you think that?
100%. In terms of you mentioning Congo being one of the richest countries in Africa, the world, very much, right? What they're saying is, according to this stat that I've got, its untapped deposits of minerals are estimated to be worth $24 trillion. 24 trillion. And that's comprised of like gold, diamonds, coltan, cobalt, zinc, all that type of stuff, yeah. Well, obviously, coltan has become something that's a bit more in front of everyone's face, because I don't ever remember hearing anything about coltan 5 years ago. It was always cobalt.
Really?
Yeah, it was always cobalt to me, gold, but coltan was like a new thing, at least like, you know what I mean, like information I'm getting, right? And apparently what they're saying is the global coltan market was valued at $1.5 billion in 2019. It's expected to reach 1.9 billion by the end of 2026, and it's growing at a rate of 5.58% a year between 2021 and 2026. And all of this stuff is happening right in the DRC. You know what I'm saying? So, and you already know, I was watching a documentary the other day, and this white guy who was in his nice office was just nonchalantly talking about the conflict and how much he knows the world's going to be dependent on this coltan. And basically saying, we have to meet the supply. You know what I'm saying? Like, just nonchalantly saying it. You know what I mean? So again, people's lives, I thought anyway, like people's lives in Africa don't mean, it's not the same value.
Diddy.
And it's never been that at all. You know what I'm saying? For the longest while. But you guys have all mentioned about the children, right? And how certain things are affecting them. But kind of just for the listeners, the viewers out there, just to break down how it's affecting them, right? Obviously the violence. That's one of the main things, right? Children experience violence directly and they're witnessing the destruction and loss of lives. The lack of healthcare because of this conflict. You know what I'm saying? The healthcare system's been stretched thin. So it's making it really, really challenging for children to get care as well. During the COVID-19 pandemic as well, that also messed up a lot of things, like it did it all over the world anyway. But outbreaks of Ebola, malaria, cholera is also further exacerbating the health risks that's faced by children. Malnutrition and food insecurity, that's also something that's been disrupted. The ongoing conflict has also disrupted, agricultural activities and things of that nature, which is making it hard for them to get proper, real, nutritious food. Limited access to education. Loads of schools have been damaged, destroyed. The conflict is just, it just makes it, because obviously children are being used for using the mines and actually soldiers as well. Is it unsafe for children to actually go to school? Because similar to, I guess, what was happening in Nigeria, you go to school, you may not go back home again. They'll just come and take you from your school and that's it. You know what I'm saying? And obviously, exploitation and abuse. What's that film? Oh, man. I'm not too sure if you guys have seen it. I think, Brent, you might have seen it because I think we spoke about it one time, ages ago. It's with Idris Elba.
Oh, I remember that. I did see,
Beast of No Nation.
That's it. Was that based in Congo?
It was in Ghana, no?
It wasn't
in
Ghana.
Ghana.
No, that wasn't Ghana.
That wasn't Ghana.
Was it not?
No.
I'm sure it was.
Was it filmed in Ghana, but it wasn't about Ghana?
No, but I think it was filmed in Ghana. Something Ghana was
Something
involved in the
was
conversation.
about Ghana because I remember.
Maybe it was filmed in Ghana.
Maybe.
But it wasn't about Ghana.
It might have been about Congo, don't it?
I think it was about Congo.
You know what?
I could be wrong again.
I will tell you so Beast of No Nation was based in, it says West Africa, although it was shot in Ghana. Unnamed, but it was a conflict between Nigerian soldiers.
Okay. Well, similar type of situation with the child soldiers was happening in Congo, innit? You know what I'm saying? And as you saw in the film, if you haven't seen it, you see the exploitation. You see
Such a good film,
see the
by the
abuse
way.
as well. Yeah, very good film.
That was like, do you know
Very
what?
good
That
film.
was like one of the reason why I remember it is because it was the first, I feel like it was like the first like Netflix thing that I took in like properly.
Yeah, it's a serious film, man. It doesn't get that much.
I think it's up there.
Yeah, it doesn't get much like people talking about it. To be fair. Ah, man. Okay. Because the thing about this situation is, obviously, as we're speaking about it, I'm just thinking to myself, how are we really gonna do certain things that's gonna better this situation, right? Obviously, I think the first point is we need to all educate ourselves in the situation because otherwise you don't even know what you're gonna be looking for or talking about, right? But in terms of like creating awareness, what do you think is the most effective way to create awareness in today's day and age? Because I feel like, we got to somehow put this information in front of the average person.
I think it's just talking about it, consistently talking about it, not just just talking about it consistently. Because I think when people see stuff over and over again, because I know that obviously the whole Palestine stuff's going on, but people have been, as they're talking about that, they're also talking about what's going on in Congo. And that is what will make people be like, oh, what's going on over there, kind of thing, and then research.
Do you know what I think is sad though? I feel like the only reason why people even are talking about Congo is to counteract the argument about Palestine. Like, it's not because they're talking about Congo because they're talking about Congo.
Yeah.
It's more because people are like, why are you not talking about Congo? I mean, why are you not talking about Palestine? And people are like, well, it's because there's other things happening in the world that have been happening in the world. So I think that's what partly annoys me as well, because it's like, why should it have to be a counter argument? It's big enough to exist on its own.
Thing, yeah.
Like, it's that big of a problem for it to exist on its own. But I feel like, again, it's the whole thing about things that happen in Africa not being a priority or something that people feel like they need to kind of rally around and talk about.
Well, who's benefiting the most from the minerals and that Congo got? Do Congo make the most money off it?
Not at all.
Absolutely not.
Not at all. Nowhere close. It's the Chinese and all these other companies out there, the Europeans.
Rwanda them.
Yeah. Because again, like you know what I'm saying, it's in all our technology. So all them companies, basically, all them companies.
Yeah, so the spotlight needs to be pushed on them, if that makes sense. rather than making it out like it's an African problem. It's the other countries that's taking advantage. You get me? And I think people need to just like highlight that more.
Okay. I remember when Ramsey was on the show, he was talking about, I can't remember what it's called now.
Palestine.
Yeah. No, but it was a particular thing he was talking about in terms of highlighting basically some scheme basically that highlights the companies that are directly benefiting from what's going on in Israel, in Palestine. I think a similar thing has to be done for Congo, because then at least we can make those decisions to be like, okay, cool. I know that you guys are benefiting from this, and you don't give a damn. You got like 20 different companies, bases there. Cool, you lot are deep in this. You know what I'm saying? Boycotting. That sort of thing. Or you don't think that's...
As in boycotting big tech?
Yeah.
Okay.
Certain companies. Because, I mean, as much as Congo is responsible for all, like, a huge amount of all these resources, right? There's other countries, I guess, in the world that also have some of these mineral deposits as well. So, I guess, ethical reasons, why not patronize those companies instead of the ones that...
It used to be a Netflix documentary, mate, didn't it? Because that's how far it's going to spread. That's the best way.
I think so, yeah. That's what I think as well. But, like, not watered down.
Yeah.
The real stuff.
You know, there was a documentary on BBC. It came out like 6 years ago with Ade Pitan, the sports guy. And
Oh,
he's
yes.
He did like a 12-week documentary on different countries in Africa, and there was like 3 episodes just for Congo.
Wow.
And so there was a lot of, he went to places that people don't go. So I really, respect that. So there is, but recently I saw that it's been taken down. Yeah.
That's interesting.
So you can probably get bits here and there from YouTube if you search it, but it's not on BBC anymore.
Interesting. Well, I wonder what side the BBC is on, because the BBC were, it seemed anyway, were being accused of being on the side of Palestine. You know what I'm saying? At least they chose the side when it came to Israel and Palestine. We'll see if they've chosen their side. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. Also, what about like humanitarian causes, like charities and stuff that are over there, that's trying to get food and aid to the people of Congo? What about maybe doing research to find out which ones, and maybe giving money if you can give money in that regard?
Yeah, I'm gonna do that now actually. Yeah, that's another good way as well. I feel like sometimes that things need to be. I feel like the holding, like the companies accountable and spreading like vocal awareness and stuff like that also needs to be very loud.
Yeah.
Because sometimes with a lot of causes, it's like the onus is on the charities, but then everyone gets comfortable sending money to charities. I said these charities shouldn't really be in place to be doing these things because this shouldn't be happening in the first place. Do you get me? So it's like, yeah, the charity route is a good route, but that shouldn't be the main route. Do you get what I mean? Because this still needs to be stopped. This still needs to be stopped. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
But, yeah.
There are people like directly from Congo who set up funds to support. Like there's an artist called Inosbi. He's really done well for himself actually. But he is from Goma. So he's from, one of the main places where it's affected. And for the last couple of years, he's been doing a lot of donation, but also people have been sending money to guess his pot for him to support. And he's actually been doing, so there's been no funny business around that.
Oh, that's good.
And I guess it makes sense because he's escaped that.
Yeah.
Like that's literally where he was from. So he really cries out for that. So I guess, it is about who is supporting these countries and who is going there. And I guess, but sometimes I think research into, where you're putting your money, but also I think the fact that you're taking your time to donate, it comes from a good place. And sometimes you can't control where it goes. You can do your research and see, but you're still not going to know.
You're not 100% sure.
Yeah.
We've got a listener, avid listener of TDA. She's from Congo as well.
Big up her.
100%. And she basically, just to kind of piggyback off of that, she mentioned how Congolese journalists are often attacked and killed.
Yeah.
So it's difficult to remain abreast of what's going on the ground, you know what I'm saying, if you don't have ties to people in Congo. So a lot of the time we do get information, but it's been funneled through certain places. And the real up-to-date info, you know what I'm saying, just kind of remains in certain places. I was going to ask you, what's it like in other parts of Congo, though? Like maybe Kinshasa, which is like far away from the east. Like, what's it like over there?
So you can, like, it can be nice, but it also is a struggle. Like, I remember during the pandemic and just after, like, up until last year, people weren't even getting paid. You know, like doing their jobs, like nurses, they were not getting paid. People were not able to pay their rent, etc. They weren't getting their pay. And I just think, imagine working and for like almost a year, you're not getting paid.
Yeah.
But also there's a lot of, so like a lot of the hotspots in Kinshasa right now, it's the Lebanese people who have opened all these
everywhere.
Shisha spots, all of these nice places. So yeah, like, you know, there's, you know, a lot of Congo looks nice and you can have a great time over there, etc. But yeah, a lot of the things that are created there that are nice and flashy and, you know, it's not even Congolese people who are,
That's so crazy.
So there's a lot of sufferance in main Kinshasa in itself, in Lubumbashi. It's a lot.
I wanted to read something again from the same TDA listener, right? And she basically, because she wanted to kind of put certain things into context and basically speak out again about the misinformation out there and the importance of educating ourselves and getting the right resources and things of that nature. So I want to read something from her. She said, given a justified global focus on the Ukraine, Russia and Israel-Palestine wars, there has been a growing recognition of the need to extend the same attention to African nations grappling with comparable levels of conflict. Like Gina was saying, African countries such as the DRC and Sudan are experiencing significant turmoil without receiving the same coverage in mainstream media. The world needs to acknowledge and address these conflicts to ensure a more equitable distribution of attention and resources in the pursuit of global stability and peace. However, as much as I appreciate the sentiment of a call to action, I feel there is a carelessness in the urgency to raise awareness on such issues, particularly in the case of Congo. I have observed people sharing Free Congo hashtags, infographics without context and questioning why we are not protesting in the same way we have been for Palestine. Without diminishing the legitimacy of concerns, the severity of the war and its traumatic ramifications on the people of Palestine and any Israeli victims, the Israel-Palestine conflict involves distinct and identifiable actors, making it more straightforward for people to rally behind specific causes, such as protesting and advocating for ceasefires. The situation in Congo, on the other hand, is characterized by many multifaceted crises stemming from various sources, countries and factors such as geopolitics, ethnic and national rivalries and competition for control of its abundant natural resources. This complexity makes it challenging to adopt a one-size-fits-all approach to raising awareness and addressing the underlying issues. Consequently, efforts to address the challenges in Congo may necessitate a more nuanced and targeted strategy that takes into account the diverse array of factors contributing to its conflicts. It underscores the importance of informed and context-specific advocacy initiatives to effectively address the unique challenges faced by the people of Congo. I am not an expert, and I acknowledge that I need to do a lot more of my own learning into what is going on in Congo and what we can do across the world to help. However, I feel as though if people genuinely care about helping Congo, then we all need to start with doing research and then exploring ways to empower and give people on the ground a voice to tell us how they would like to be helped, because most of what we think we know about Congo is often skewed and not critical.
Yeah.
I think she's 100% on point, man.
Yeah, man.
100%.
You know what I'm
Mr.
saying?
Beat.
But yes, I feel like we're going to be talking about this at another point anyway, especially with the elections coming up in December. So yeah, hopefully we'll be able to keep you all up to date on what's going on, man. But yeah, I think we can wrap up Topic of the Day there.
Thank you, Laura.
No problem.
Thanks,
Right.
Laura.
No problem. Let's get to our next headlines.
All right. So our next headline: the far-right libertarian outsider Javier Milei has won Argentina's presidential runoff poll, according to provisional results. So Mr. Milei, I believe that's his name, how it's pronounced. Mr. Milei's rival, Economy Minister Sergio Massa, called him to concede. The former U.S. President Donald Trump also congratulated Mr. Milei on his victory, saying he would make Argentina great again. The election comes at a difficult time for Argentina, with rising inflation and an economy in crisis on people's minds. Mr. Milei's proposals, which included designating the central bank, once supported voters desperate for change. He confounded pollsters by easily defeating the candidate of the governing Peronists, provisionally by more than 10 points. Provisional results show that Mr. Milei had won, secured nearly 56% of the vote, compared with 44% for Mr. Massa, with almost 90% of votes counted. Some sad news, man, and this takes us to Kenya, where, trigger warning, guys, the bodies of 2 employees of Kenya's tax agency who had been swept away by floods while driving in the coast region on Friday were recovered on Sunday. The Kenya Coast Guard also retrieved the body of a man who was swept away whilst riding his motorbike. Authorities on Saturday said that 10 people had been confirmed dead at the coast following 3 days of unrelenting heavy rains and floods. More than 20,000 families have been displaced across the 3 affected counties in Mombasa, Kilifi, Kwale, and Tana River, the Coast Regional Police Commissioner Rhoda Onyacha said on Saturday. Overall, dozens of people have died and thousands displaced across the country since the beginning of November after heavy rains and floods caused by the El Nino weather phenomenon. The heavy rains and resulting floods have killed dozens more in neighboring countries, including Somalia and Ethiopia. And our last headline, also in Africa, takes us to Liberia. Remember the other day, we were talking about George Weah.
Mm.
He lost, man.
No way.
Yeah, man, he lost. But people are kind of applauding him because, unlike a lot of previous former presidents, he actually just conceded, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just stepped away and everyone's surprised and they're actually like bigging him up. So long story short, let me just get into it. The Liberian president, George Weah, has been hailed for his sportsmanship for conceding to his rival in the presidential race from across the political divide and the region. So he came out and said, "This is a time for graciousness in defeat, a time to place our country above party and patriotism above personal interests." The 57-year-old's phone call to congratulate Joseph Boakai on Friday night has saved the country, which has a history of brutal civil conflict from a weekend of tension. Another person by the name of Hassan Bility, who's a Liberian human rights advocate, he was speaking to the BBC in an interview, and he said that these are great times in Liberia and in Africa because such action on the part of a sitting president is very, very, very rare. He's the director of the GJRP, which is the Global Justice and Research Project, which has been documenting evidence of war crimes committed during 2 civil wars in which an estimated 250,000 people died. For him, Mr. Weah's concession in the second round, 3 days before the official results are due to be announced, was not only the action of a great sportsman, but a high mark of statesmanship and peace. The president has 49.11% of the vote so far from the results of 99.58% of polling stations. So yeah, man, so big up George Weah, man. Hopefully this spreads across the nation and spreads across the entire continent. But yeah, that's it for the headlines. Time to pay the bills.
Nice, let's get into some word on road.
Before we do, let me just read out the results of the poll.
Oh, yeah.
The coalition in Congo, what is the cause and why isn't more being said? 46% said exploitation of natural resources. 32% said I'm not sure, I need to learn more. 16% says inadequate governance and corruption. And 4% said ethnic and political tensions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Trigger warning of sexual assault and
Exploitation.
sex trafficking and all sorts, basically. So in what will be record-breaking time? It's record-breaking.
It is.
It's record-breaking.
Wasn't it like 48 hours?
It was 24.
24. It was 24, innit?
It was 24. Because she filed it evening of Thursday, and by the same evening of Friday.
MG was quicker.
My Brent move, man.
Basically, cut a long story short, Cassie's lawsuit against Diddy has been settled. So just a reminder, we talked about this on Friday. Basically, Cassie, she filed a lawsuit against Diddy for allegations of rape, sex trafficking, physical domestic abuse, beating her up, getting his employees to take her to like recovery hotels whenever he would beat her up and she needed to recover away from the people, making her have sex with male prostitutes and actually recruit them as well, the cheek of it, making her have sex with male prostitutes that she had to recruit, and then masturbating and recording these acts. She detailed a lot of stuff. It was a 35-page court document. She detailed a lot of stuff, blowing up Kid Cudi's car, a bunch of stuff. But anyways, so it was a civil lawsuit, and man, it was settled, open and closed case, and that's just that. But so we don't know how much it was settled for. Essentially,
He paid up though. I'm sorry.
he definitely did because basically
he paid up.
because second, listen,
For her to come out with all of that, and within 24 hours accept an offer.
It was done.
I know that offer was probably exceeded far more.
because you know what's mad? He tried
than
to
what
offer her
she-
8 million before.
what she wanted.
He tried to, no, not 8 million. Sorry, he tried to offer her 8 figures before, and sis was like, no, like I'm gonna say my truth. So obviously she said it now. And the thing is that for him, it was in his, because it's so fun. It's so funny. Sometimes I see stuff, and I don't understand how people can interpret it differently to what it obviously is. Obviously, the man wanted this sorted out very quickly, because if they have to long this out, more stuff is going to be revealed.
Yep.
And everything, there's going to be so much more that comes to light. Do you get me? So it was in his best interest to get this sorted out as quickly as possible.
No, according to Marx and Iman.
Why?
Tell
What
me.
did I say?
But
What did
MJ
they say,
things,
Brent?
innit?
No, MJ's not P Diddy, man. MJ's
Everybody's story is different. Just because he paid that doesn't mean he's guilty. MJ got.
I think
there we go.
it
That's
does.
true
I'm
though.
Yeah,
not
that's
gonna lie
fine.
to
You can take it. I don't care. I'm
Alright,
talking
let
about
me
Michael
read the
Jackson.
statements
Michael
out.
Jackson got a case by the FBI. Their success rate is 99.9% in America, and he bust that case.
not fact.
That's an innocent man.
Facts.
It is
That's
facts.
that's not fact.
Maybe it's not 99.9, but it's high.
That's what
It's
I'm
97
saying.
then.
It's 97.
It's
If
97
the
then.
officers are
And
anything
he
like
bust
you
it.
lot.
And he bust it. That's a guilty man. I don't care whether he paid out or not. What they charged him with, what they arrested him for, he's innocent of.
Talking about two different cases.
I don't care.
All right, let me get back to what I'm doing,
Matters.
please.
It don't matter.
Of course it does.
It doesn't. You
Of
got.
course it does.
Why?
Do you know?
Because-
Okay, go on
Can I?
with your like.
If you're screaming facts, you and Emmanuel, right? And they're screaming that the FBI case he bust,
Yeah.
what's the one he paid for?
I don't know.
All right, so I'm saying it's two different things.
Yeah, but
All right,
also,
that's what I'm saying.
Also,
That's what I'm saying.
you got to understand.
Rest of that drop
99.995.
Rest of that drop mic.
You can't drop man. Michael Jackson innocent, man.
All right.
Remember, he owned
Well,
all the
if-
he
by
owned
that-
all the rights
by
from
that-
Sony. Remember the white man
By
trying
that,
to
you're
take him
saying that
down.
Diddy's innocent too.
Why?
That's
Diddy,
him.
Diddy ain't had no case against him. Innocent of what? I don't know what he's done.
He had a civil case brought against him.
It's not civil. That wasn't Michael Jackson's case. Wasn't civil.
I know, but this
So
one
this is
is
what
a
I'm talking
case.
about.
It's a case.
But you can't. You
And he
can't
wanted
say
it.
that.
You wanted it
There's
gone.
no. There's no.
You wanted it gone. Do you know why he wanted it gone?
You don't need to have a.
You know why he
you
wanted
don't
it
need to have
gone?
a presumption of
'Cause he's
guilt. I
guilty.
don't know what. I don't know what.
Guilty.
I don't know what he done or what he's
Guilty.
doing
Where's the
in his
50
spare
Cent?
time.
He
He's
did that
guilty.
shit. Guilty as fuck.
Yeah, what?
Cheers.
I don't know. I don't get involved in people's business. I don't know until he gets. I don't know what he done or
MJ's
what he
business you want
done.
to get involved in.
MJ went to trial.
Guilty.
What's MJ's hive called?
I don't know, but he went to trial.
You are the leader.
Achilles.
I'm just telling you.
Achilles, isn't
MJ
it?
could be a top kid. He's still. He's the greatest musician of all time. The king of pop. That's who
That's
he is.
fantastic.
That's a word. I stand on business.
Okay. You
How
and
come
your
everybody's
business.
saying that?
I hate that, bro. It's
a-
really
it's a-
annoying
How come it's now in
me.
the
I don't know. Blame Americans.
It's
Is it Drewski?
It's
Drewski.
a.
I got it-
Drewski,
I
innit?
got it from Drewski. Obviously,
Literally.
Drake's got a song that says that as well, but I got it from Drewski.
They don't business.
Now
I got
everyone,
from Drewski. I
do you
didn't know
know,
Drake had
I
it.
saw a thing that was jokes where the woman took out a note and she put it underneath her heel. And she's like standing on business. No, but the real was actually hilarious. It's dumb,
That's
but
funny.
it's the fact that she glued it to her shoe.
No, those are my funniest memes when they're like, "What shoes do you stand on business with?"
Honestly,
it's like
shoes.
it's like hella shoes, like
No.
kitten heels. There's all sorts going
Really
on.
funny.
What does it mean? And
Just stand on business.
Like
Like,
you're isn't it like you're standing on?
like you're standing on your truth.
I
innit?
said what I said.
I said what I said.
What I said.
Ah.
Stand on
Like you're on,
business.
yeah.
Okay.
King of Pop, man.
And he's standing on business.
He's got the white man trying to take him down. Diddy ain't got no conspiracy against him. They're not trying to take him down. Whatever he did, that's his business.
I think Diddy said, if you guys think I'm going down and I'm bringing everybody else down with me, you got nothing coming. I think they pointed up the money to pay her.
They should have let.
I don't think he paid anything.
Do you know what I think
They
it
should have
is?
let
Yeah?
Jeffrey Epstein.
He did a whip round.
I think.
Diddy's name would have been on there.
He
That
is
was real.
Epstein.
Yeah.
No, but I'm saying they should have let
He
Epstein
is
just
an Epstein.
release
He's a black
everything.
Epstein. Allegedly.
So do you just believe it?
Allegedly.
What did he?
Yeah. Does it matter?
I've been believing that he's been doing them
Madness.
CBD means from day
I
one.
believe- I
50 Cent
believe-
said it, and if it's the truth, he stands in business.
Because as soon as they reported it, 50 started with the memes
Yeah,
that
he
said,
did.
hey.
But also, let's be clear.
Put
Do you
down
know what
the
it
straps,
is?
sir.
When his lawyer put out that statement and was just like, "Oh, just to be clear, just because he settled doesn't mean he's guilty."
That's when I knew that he was guilty.
I was like, "You're guilty," because number two, if you were innocent,
You're not
you
denying
would
it.
take it. You'd even counter sue for defamation of character.
He
right?
even
No,
stated
because the marks.
Okay, wait. Let me
I'm
read my
talking
statement.
What's his name?
MJ
Let me
did
go
the
to
accuse
it.
different people
Was
though.
it Keanu Reeves? Was it
Yes.
Keanu Reeves?
Scientologist?
No. Who was it that basically took Johnny Depp?
Yeah.
Was it Johnny Depp?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Who
He
basically,
took the trial.
remember his wife, ex-wife?
Amber Heard.
She basically was dragging him and accused him
Yeah.
of all this stuff, and then he countersued and took her to court, and he went the distance to prove his innocence.
Yeah.
To me, that's an innocent man. Do you understand what I mean? Because these allegations are not small.
Same way Megan went to court and stood on her business.
She stood
and
on
here
business.
we are.
Chalet.
Tory's having the day he deserves.
Say what you want to
so-
say. I believe that Diddy
Pardi
is.
drop a track.
I believe.
We're
yeah.
gonna
Listen
Sorry,
to
do
it.
you want to lead
I heard
Where the Road? What's going on here?
Can you let,
Because why am I
can
here?
you let,
Why am I
can you
here?
let sis do her job?
Why am I here? And you might as well rap to the song then and let us know since you know every fucking thing. You got your degree and everything.
Degree.
Can you imagine?
You know every fucking thing.
Anyways, Cassie and flipping Diddy, right?
Sorry.
So
Leave.
the lawsuit got settled or whatever, and they all released statements. So Cassie's statement, through her lawyer, of course, says, "I have decided to resolve this matter amicably." That word always gets my Nigerian tripping. Amicably, on terms that I have some level of control. I want to thank my family, fans, and lawyers for their unwavering support. This was Diddy's initial statement. "We have decided to resolve this matter amicably. I wish Cassie and her family all the best. Love." Right? And then this was so the first statement was actually Cassie, and then this is her lawyer's statement. "I'm very proud of Ms. Ventura for having the strength to go public with her lawsuit. She ought to be commended for doing so." So obviously, then people started cooking the hell out of Diddy's ass online, talking about, oh, he was quick, whatever. Then he comes back now. He's like, "Just so we're clear." How many lawyers start a statement to about "just so we're clear"?
As
Okay,
per
are we
my
your
last
mates?
email.
Exactly. What do you think this is? He's like, "Just so we're clear, a decision to settle a lawsuit, especially in 2023, is in no way an admission of wrongdoing. Mr. Combs' decision to settle the lawsuit does not in any way undermine his flat-out denial of the claims. He is happy they got to a mutual settlement and wishes Miss Ventura the best. Thank you. You're a damn liar." And then now how Diddy's now got paparazzi taking these stage photos of
he
him
looks
looking
rough,
like
though.
he's in distress.
No, he does look stressed.
Those
but,
pictures are staged. As soon as I saw it, I said, "Oh, here he goes."
but I did find it funny though.
It was funny. He looks funny.
Yeah.
See them.
Yeah, he looks like he's literally sitting on the
looking- he
bed.
looks
and
like he's down
his
bad.
hand- Yeah, he
Like
looks like
he's
he's down
stressed.
bad, but it just
He's on
looks
the
so
phone.
because it
like,
looks
just
like
looking-
he's like in his private garden. So it's like, how did the paparazzi get to take these pictures of you in your garden? And then the quality as well is not that great. You know, they like to give a little
Yeah.
2008 type of vibe picture. No, sir, you do that shit. Let me silly. But anyway, so that happened over the weekend. And then Aubrey O'Day as well, who has for years been talking about him because she was is it Breaking the Band or Making the Band? Making the Band, isn't it? She was on that show with Diddy, talked about how they never got paid for like the 6-7 years they were working on the show. And she even talked about like how with a lot of the MTV shows, she said their show brought in so many viewers for MTV. And a lot of the shows have had reruns. But is that your personal phone? Because surely
It's
you're
his.
interrupting. Okay. I was about to say it's not an interruption.
I was gonna
Can't even
say.
see it.
Oh, it's
Look at him.
It's his little young boy watch that's making that noise.
So what's yours?
The big G, not the
The
little
camera?
one.
Come on.
Big G, not the little one.
But yeah, so she's always like highlighted all his nonsense, and she said as well that she got fired from the band and whatnot because she wouldn't sleep with him, essentially. But anyway, so when obviously the news about them settling was out, she tweeted money over accountability every time. And obviously people thought that she was talking about, basically one of her fans was like, this is hella insensitive. The moment she doesn't want to have to relive her trauma or validate your experience, this is your response. Did you not just call her a queen in your post yesterday? This was to Aubrey called Cassie a queen for standing up for herself. You can't call yourself a champion for women if it's going to be conditional. But then Aubrey came back to say that this comment is reflecting Puff's moves, not hers. She told her story and it validated her, not me or mine. The accountability was on him. Stop being so divisive and put your mind in a more positive space. So she's essentially saying that once again, Diddy has gone away with not being held accountable for the things that he's doing. But I don't believe it's going to be the last of all these Diddy claims. I feel like his day is coming, man. I really don't believe it's going to be the last of it. But speaking of things not being the last, Partisan decided that he was going to pen a little diss track to Meg the Stallion. So if you remember, Meg had, she recently released a single, which is her first single since the whole trials happened and stuff like that. And it was called Cobra. And in the single, she says a line about while she was dealing with all this stuff, going to court, whatever. She comes back home to find her man getting fellatio in the bed. I was going to say married to bed, but they're not married. In the bed or whatever. And obviously people have just jumped and said it's about Pardi and whatnot. And then just started, you know how the internet was doing what the internet does kind of thing. Anyway, this man has decided over the weekend on Saturday morning to release a diss track called The Person, because again, Megan the Stallion. So it's a bit funny. It was so funny to me how he was getting cooked for that, because he was like, in one of the lines, he's like, I'm not talking to Megan the Stallion, I'm talking to Megan the Person. And people were like, oh, turn that shit off. But I'll be honest, when I heard it, I was like, damn.
Yeah, he cooked her up, man. That was smooth, man.
It
was
I think
smooth.
the comments were really
Those was
going
bars.
for him.
Nah.
I mean, as in they were championing him in the TikTok
Yeah.
comments.
People were there.
You know, you're changing my mind about this.
Only a
thing,
hype
you know?
was standing up for her. What?
You're changing my mind about this thing.
Why?
You know when it is that we had a conversation about somebody and somebody's shenanigans. It's my mind about the person.
You're looking at me.
You just turned around with it.
No, wait.
Just cast my eyes.
Is this like a plural thing? Or is this a me?
I don't know what we're talking about.
Business?
I know what
Can I be honest? I don't know what we're talking about.
Right now we're talking about Megan.
I know, but what are you
But
talking
who are
about?
you talking about? No, but wait, is it my business? Because don't you dare say it.
Hello?
Who's shenanigans? What are you talking
What
about?
is it?
Nothing.
Just say, man. Say it with your
Can you
chest.
mute it? Can you mute it quickly?
Yes.
I just say.
Or do you...
Oh, Gina, man. Okay, put your watch away.
Do you have a
'cause
chest with your small
you
watch?
acting brand new.
Talk.
You ever wrote when this is
I
the
wanna
first
hit-
shit you ever
I
heard?
really want to hit you with my pillow.
Please do. That says the realest shit you ever heard. You didn't even know the man made music.
I didn't know.
You thought it was a ghostwriter.
I'll be honest with you. I don't care about celebrities. I don't even know who Pardi is. I don't know.
Why are you doing this?
Huh? I saw him. I heard the thing.
You're standing on business you should be standing on.
Nah, but that flow was smooth. I could
Nah,
tell
but
it was.
It wasn't.
I could tell it was
Let
real bars.
me be real with you.
I could tell it was real bars.
Speak your truth. Because I got the receipts, baby girl.
Obviously, I like Megan in it. I do, yeah. But just to add on to the flow was great and all. I was like to Gina, oh, Gina, he sounds so sexy when you do that.
She was like, this is bad, but... I was like, speak your truth, girl.
Battle between spirit and flesh, honey. But basically, I'll be honest, he read her for filth. I'm not gonna lie. I will say, I don't think I believe everything though. I feel like there's truths in there. So basically, let me just tell you what he says. So basically, he says that he was out here watching people drag her name, whatever, and he was out here being a great man and, standing on business, on love business and whatnot. He was out here being a romantic man, but he basically said that she's got issues and what she needs to be working on is who she is inside. She's got a lot of problems inside that she needs to deal with. He talks about how she was cheating on him. Talks about how, she wanted to took a trip one time and he had to question whether or not they were actually together and whatever. He said also that she wasn't honest about the people that she slept with. He found out on Girl King like the rest of the world. But I'm just like, bro, it was before you, innit? I don't understand why you're having heart palpitations for that. Because all sis said was that someone cheated on her. She didn't say him, and his guy just came and regurgitated all this stuff. So part of me is like, okay, I hear that you are standing up for yourself, but also all this because you cheated. And the crazy thing is he never denied cheating. He just said he didn't do it in her bed. So I was like, so what's all of this? What's all of this for? He also said that she had lipo and she's out here doing gym videos. That's the one I don't believe, because there's receipts that Megan came into this business with the body that we're currently seeing her sporting.
However, that doesn't mean that she didn't have lipo though. Sorry. And I'm only saying that just because there's hella celebrities who you don't actually, do you know what I mean? Not everyone's honest and open about what they get done.
Yeah.
Even your favourite influencers.
I know people who's had lipo in real
influencers
life
shout.
that didn't even need it. If that makes
Exactly.
sense.
So I don't think that's a lie.
Yeah, but I feel like the way he said it made it sound as though like it was a BB up, because the way she looks now, she's slimmer now, and her bum is actually, she's lost a bit of a bum in her slimness.
Yeah, because
so the way he
she's
said that, I was
working
like, that's not the mic drop you really think it is. It's giving Meek Mill when Meek Mill was talking about Nicki Minaj's breasts popped or whatever. Remember when he was doing the whole back and forth with Drake and whatever else. It's just like the tea you're spilling, you should have just kept the other tea about her cheating and whatever else. You're not doing what you think you're doing with that one. He said that as well. He also talked about, and this is what I didn't like as well. Because obviously, like when you're in...
Wait a minute. So you don't think it's a bit...
Sassy.
A bit wrong?
I think...
Go on.
No, land small G.
Because that was my next point.
Go and land small G.
That was my next point. I was going to add another level to that. Because basically, he started talking about the people that she has spoken to him about. And that's why I felt like, yeah, you're a bitch, man. That's out of order. Because obviously, people that you confide in your friends and whatnot about stuff, how much more you're in a relationship, pillow talk, all that kind of stuff. But for you to be doing a diss track and then naming all the people that I've spoken to you about in confidence, stand up.
Oh, sorry. That's not where I was going. Don't you think it's a bit cheeky that she was the one who basically started it and then suggested that he was doing something like nefarious?
No, but if I'm in court, yeah.
Quiet.
No, but that's the thing, because I'll be honest with you, everything that he did, yeah, if he had released this the day after she said that, I could understand. It's been 3 weeks, brother.
Esther, I'm not gonna lie, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna be honest here. You see in If You Fuck Around, You're Gonna Find Out world,
Absolutely.
Once you open the floodgates, and I know that you're the same in the sense where it's like, you can't, if you drag me to...
Yeah, you can't tell me to go high when you go low.
Yeah, if I drag you to hell, you can't get mad at me because you started it. I was minding my own
But you know what it
business.
is though? Because the way he was rapping, he's rapping like, I was a great boyfriend to you. I was so loving. I was supportive. I was all this kind of stuff. All she said was that he cheated on her. Big man,
sorry.
you did cheat.
Sorry. Again, let's go through this sequence and the timeline. So she implied that he cheated. Yes.
Yes.
This was after he went to bat for her, rightfully so, against Tory and the rest of the world.
Yeah.
Do you understand? And
Not during the trial.
if his bars are to be believed, she had sex with another man, and then he was there spudding the guy in his face, and he still kept his mouth shut.
Yeah, but
I don't know if
that bar wasn't.
This is bad or not. This is
No,
this
but
is
what
bad.
he said though, that bar is not whilst they were in a relationship. He
When
was
Tory was
like,
cooking
you
her,
made
was
me
she with
meet-
him?
Wait a minute. Wait, I don't know. No, she wasn't. Pardi was afterwards. So basically, he was saying that you had me meet someone that you had slept with.
He
Past
asked her,
tense.
did you sleep with him?
I'll be honest
She
with you.
said,
Yeah, no, I'm standing on my lie. I'm not saying yes.
I'm just
It's
saying
not
he's
necessary.
detailing
Listen, it's not necessary.
how he rode for her to the tilt.
Because you know what it is? I feel like, but that, for me again, that was information that he did not need to tell us. Because the thing is that, so if he's him saying that he found out on Girl King the people that she slept with, that one I can understand. There's no excuses for that because she outright lied for that. But the one about the producer that he was spudding, that was before you.
Sorry.
Don't worry about all of this.
Because
This
of the
was before you,
information
my
that
love.
you guys share with me, I can't entertain this conversation.
You know what my thing is? Like I said, if I'm minding my own business and I catch a stray, right? You can't now come and tell me how I'm meant to respond. It just doesn't work like that, especially if you know my character.
I hear you.
So ultimately, this didn't need to be a back and forth conversation if you just kept my name out of your music.
And you're more man than woman as well, innit?
Ha
So
ha
you're
ha.
speaking-
Because you're watch.
You're not speaking as a girl right
I'm
now.
not. Big G, not the
Shoot
little
shoot
one.
up, is it?
But so my thing is like, we can all say, oh, he went a bit too far, etc., etc. But again,
I, do you know-
I'm not saying that.
I don't even think he went too far. I just think that, for me, I just think it's funny how you did all of this just to say, yeah, I did cheat, but it wasn't in your bed.
Nah, it was.
What are you fighting for?
It was after she did what she did.
No, it's not, listen, hey.
I can't unhear what you're told me.
Well,
but
look at the
what
computer then.
But that's what do you say?
Look at the computer.
No, but that's, and again, there's also that side of things,
Yeah,
right?
that's the thing.
So for me, I'm just like,
I'll be real with you,
I don't
though.
understand why, again, it's like, you know when people, I think in all honesty, yeah, it's like, you know when you break up with someone, yeah?
Yeah.
And obviously their shit's worse. But you're not innocent either though. Like you've done your fair share. But because yours isn't public, you feel like you can kind of like...
because someone's got a public platform and they feel like they can be running around with whatever narrative.
You think you can kind of run... do you know what I mean? But then... And it's only because you're in a position of... You have the upper hand, right?
Yeah, that's it.
So you can control the narrative.
I'll be honest,
The problem here is we know... You know what I mean? So it's very hard.
Because that pen, I clocked, I said, you know what, I see why you're the one who writes for a lot of the people in the industry. The guy can write. I can't even deny that.
Call again, please, caller.
Anyway.
We're here, Sha.
Good morning, caller.
Morning, caller.
I didn't say anything.
Oh, sorry,
that's
we
okay.
apologize.
You can go.
Morning.
Morning.
Yeah, morning. I wanna touch on a couple of things.
who are you speaking to, please?
I like
Sorry.
the topic that you lot are talking. Oh, sorry, it's Femi.
Femi.
Fem's in the chat. Yeah, just one thing. Like, I like women. Kind of dominating the rap scene now. Do we kind of agree in a kind of way in it? But
Yeah.
one thing we do know about rap is, listen, rap is built on beef and battle rap. And people dropping subliminals and all of this all the time. And one of the things is, if you want to dominate rap, you kind of have to accept that if you drop subliminals and disses, then are men allowed to reply or are they not allowed to reply? I just want to know, because
No, you
if
gotta
it's rap
reply.
beef, then
You
it's...
can reply.
Yeah, so we've got to be able to take it then. Some of the things he says were underhanded, I think. I think that the stuff about the body stuff, we didn't really need to know that. But
Right.
if
All this
you
fair and love and
accuse
war, man.
me...
It's a diss track. You weren't saying that when Pusha T was talking about Drake's shit.
Well, there you go. Well, this is what I'm saying. But if you accuse me of cheating, which is fair enough, like you're saying, he admitted cheating, but like get the facts right, innit? You can't paint yourself out to be a saint, and then I can't defend myself and say, well, the truth. And all the stuff about the timeline of them being together, we don't actually know what the timeline is, you know, because some people deal with each other in the background without us knowing. You see what I'm saying?
That's
Yeah.
true.
But no, that was one. Two, I want to just go back to the other topic that you were talking about, because as content creators, I really want to get your opinion on this, because there's been a real uproar this weekend around the Joe Budden podcast. I don't know if you lot have been following it.
No, what happened?
Jesus.
Okay. All right. So,
Simp.
and I'll drop. So basically, he dropped the episode, obviously, and he edited it down. Because obviously he's close to Puff, isn't he? So everyone was obviously, when he drops his podcast, he's like number one podcast in our community, let's be honest. So people are waiting for his commentary. Now, he edited it down, but not only did he do that, he then put it behind a paywall.
Yeah. And he was beeping stuff as
that's
well.
the second time he's done that in the last 2 weeks.
So wait,
Yeah.
as in like he
So it wasn't a public episode. It was on
put it on
Patreon
Patreon.
only, and then he was heavily
because-
edited. He beeped stuff.
because obviously
Yeah.
Basically, everyone was waiting for him to
Everyone's
drag
waiting for him
Puffy,
to
and
talk,
he's like, well, I ain't gonna do that.
because he's trying to maintain
But
that
I
relationship.
felt like that was pathetic, though. He had never looked more
Yeah,
pathetic
alright,
to
so
me
now-
than that moment.
Okay, man, this is now my point, because obviously then he went on Spaces last night and he was just being a bit of arsehole about it, saying, I'll put my whole show behind the paywall, basically, because he's getting annoyed at everyone saying, well, don't care what you got to say, just stop putting the episodes behind the paywall. Like, some people just don't want to pay for it. But this is my question to you guys as content creators. How much does relationships matter to you when you're dealing with topics like this? Because obviously we can sit back from the UK and say, oh, why is he not talking about it, blah, 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 blah. But say like a UK rapper is doing something, like how much people actually speak the real talk on it? Do you see what I'm saying?
But what's the real talk though? It's still just our opinions. If someone's my brethren, why am I going to pass my opinion on my brethren for that I don't know? Like everybody's entitled to their opinion, but no one don't know the facts.
No, but you know what it was?
It doesn't matter. No, but it's true though. It doesn't matter what it looks like, or you could presume or whatever. The facts are not there, innit? So if you don't know someone and it's a stranger, it's easy to chat shit about them and give your opinions and all that. Yeah. If it's my brethren, why the fuck am I going to sit on my big platform and talk about my brethren for, and I don't even know what's going on? No, because none of us actually know what's going on. We can think what we want.
Do you know what it is with Joe? It's not. I hear you, and I 100% agree with that. I agree with that. But my issue, what annoyed me, what I thought was pathetic about it, was that he was, your number one podcast. People want to hear you talk about everything and whatever else. Is that now you're taking offense to the fact that you're kind of cussing people and trying to you're berating them for wanting to hear your opinion about something, even though they always come to you to listen to your opinion about everything. And that's, for me, that's what I didn't like. I was like, don't make people feel away because he's like, oh, what do you guys think I'm going to say? I just felt like it was rude to the listeners who listen to you every single time. Don't make them feel like they want flipping opinion.
If he wasn't dragging them, they wouldn't have.
No, but do you know what
they wanted to see him sit there and drag him, basically.
No, but he could have said though, do you know what? I'm not going to talk about this because blah 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 blah. He instead was saying stuff like, "You's not out here calling this, that's pathetic." He started calling. He was like, "You's not dumb." Don't be cussing the same listeners who tune into you every single week. That's what I didn't like. I understand you don't want to talk about it because I get it. That makes sense. 100%. However, don't make people feel away that they want to listen to you. I don't like the idea when people make. I just didn't like that. I just felt like it was a bit distasteful. The way he handled it and the way he was talking to his listeners and treating them as though they were as if I don't know. It just left a bad taste in my mouth. I understand him not wanting to talk about his friend. I get it. But even though he talks about everybody else, I understand that makes sense. That's your friend. However, don't make people feel bad for wanting to tune into your podcast to listen to you talk about stuff, even though that's what you do. And then now you're acting as though this is not why I come in. He's like, oh, I come in to talk about music.
I think what people need, I'm very, again, so I value relationships, innit?
Yeah.
So like Margs, I'm not going to come on a public platform and just chat my bedroom's business because that's my actual friend, innit? And the relationship is important. Regardless of whether they're in the wrong or not, right? I can, especially if I have an actual relationship with you, I can reason with you behind closed doors. Do you get what I mean? And check you. But he doesn't have to be on a public platform.
Absolutely.
I think what listeners fail to understand is that people have different relationships with people. The same way you're not going to go on a public platform or on your social media and cuss out your brother, cuss out your friends. Do you know what I mean? Anyone, even if you're not a person who has a big platform, even if it's just on your social media in general, right? And let's say your friend or whoever has done something wrong or whatever, you're not going to go out on a public platform and dig them out. Do you get what I mean? So I think it's interesting when listeners expect people with platforms to do the same, forgetting that outside of being a public person or whatever, I'm actually a human being and I actually do have relationships that I have to maintain and I can manage that off air. It doesn't have to always be on air. I get that it's hard because it could be another artist like Drake or whoever and he went out and because he doesn't have a relationship with Drake and because he doesn't like Drake, he can drag Drake, etc., etc., etc. But I think there's a way to handle it. You can say that, you know what, I've got a relationship with Diddy. I'm not comfortable talking about this personally on air. Just know that me and him have had conversations and that's all I have to say on the matter. And if it means you don't respect me, you don't rate or whatever, it is what it is.
Question.
I'm standing on my business.
Right. Can I ask one last question?
Before you ask the question for me. So if your good friend has been accused of serial you would still say, I'm not gonna...
Again, I'm not going to talk about my friend on... Brent, I'm just not going to do it. Man. I'm not going to lie.
Especially when it's your brother.
Let's say it was Margs, yeah?
I'm just asking questions. I'll go around the room.
Let's say it's Margs, yeah? I'm not coming on air on any platform or on my social media and I'm digging out Margs. I'm just not going to do it.
Digging out?
Or to talk about the situation and because... Do you get what I'm trying to say? I'm not going to do it because I've got a relationship with Margs.
If people your co-host asks you, did you know about his lifestyle? You would say, no, I knew nothing about this particular lifestyle. You're talking about it at this point in time.
Okay, but...
Because in my head, you wouldn't know about it. I wouldn't know about it,
yeah.
And this is what you communicate.
Yeah.
Is he even doing any of that?
As in, I'd communicate that on air.
Joe Budden. Because I saw a clip where Joe Budden was saying, hey, I know he has these simony parties and I remove myself from them. So in his head, It sounds as though he
doesn't-
knows what's going on.
And that's why he doesn't go to those
But
parties.
people, it's not. You can't just presume stuff and assume and assume shit and shit like that. Because when you're privy to certain information, you know certain things, so you'll look at things differently. Just like what happened with the other stuff. Like there's information that you know, so the narrative's out there. But with the information that you know, you muted the mic. You didn't want to say it in public, so he might feel a certain way that's not going to be cool for him to say. He might see certain. There could be enabling behavior. There could be so much stuff going on that he's like.
I muted what mic? That was for Gina. I didn't
It doesn't
know
matter.
Gina
It doesn't
was-
matter. It proves my point. What I'm trying to say
What the
is,
hell
yeah,
are you talking about? It's two different things. It's false equivalency.
No, what I'm trying to say is, yeah.
What are you talking about?
From a brethren standpoint, yeah, I could understand why he's not going to want to say it. Plus, also, you are just like the facts ain't out there. No one don't know nothing. So why is it going to be someone that's your brethren to sit there and play into all these
I
narratives and
think
say all
the
this
point
stuff?
is that he was there getting onto other people for the same thing.
When?
Megan,
There was
Tory,
Tory, yeah.
there's
Apparently there was
Drake.
Drake.
There's
What
one
was
thing
Drake?
about that man, he's in people's business.
When he said that stuff about the young girls with Drake, he never said it like that, and he's elaborated. Like people could take things how they want. Again, like if you the whole context of the conversation, the point that he was making, it wasn't like, oh, don't be there with young girls, because he already said there's nothing wrong with him chopping young girls. He was talking about the lifestyle and the music and like he's even said it on other things like. But so it's easy to just pick up on that and say that it's not even the same. It's not even the same thing. It doesn't not like that. No. So it's not even the same thing. Like you can't conflate the two things. It don't make, like it's easy to do that. That's what I'm trying to say. It's easy to jump over narratives. Everybody's gonna spin their narratives and chat shit, but no one
know
will
what's
know
so-
nothing.
Do
you
you
know what's so
also
crazy?
understand why people would question you if it is that you spend your entire 2 hours, 3 hours pointing out other people's indiscretions, but when it comes to your brethren, your best friend, you're stum.
Yeah,
and then you basically look to put your whole content behind a paywall.
Yeah, but you got to stand. I wouldn't care if it was even if
No,
it
but
was
you
me.
understand people getting onto you.
Yeah, but I
Alright,
told you, whatever
and this
people
is
think of me ain't none of
This
my
is it.
business. I don't give a shit. I'm allowed to be wrong and strong for my friends. I live like that.
All right, cool. I mean, that's the response to the question he has asked. Basically, you are going to protect your friends, and you're not going to put their business out in open. However, if they are convicted,
Yeah, that's different.
cool.
That's totally
how would it be
different.
different?
Because now it's just factual, innit? It's not all conjecture and that. It's
If
factual.
you knew it to be a fact before the court said it's a fact, what then?
Then you're complicit, and that's like.
Sorry, you don't have a mic, young man.
Now he doesn't have mic.
You didn't want to give him one. Don't try it.
No. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying nobody could hear you because he doesn't have a mic.
I'm almost complicit. I'm almost complicit. If I know my brethren's doing these things for a fact and I'm enabling that behaviour and I was cool when it doesn't get thing, but then I come out, I still ain't got the right to say nothing.
Did you say you're almost complicit?
Almost, yeah.
This is-
But I still ain't got the right to
some
talk.
of the concerns
I
that are
still ain't got
being
the right to
levied
talk
towards
about it after the fact, especially if I knew. I have not got the right to sit on my high horse and start chatting shit now because it's come out and he's got caught and I knew and I was cool with it. I ain't got the right to be talking and chatting shit.
And
I've
I
got
think
to stop my
actually feel
mouth.
like that's why some people aren't talking because
you're
they
just as
knew.
bad, you
and-
enabled
yeah, they
it.
knew. So
They
you
don't wanna
can't
get
talk
dragged in.
because that's the
Yeah.
thing. Because someone was like, to be fair with Joe Budden anyway. I'll be real with you. Joe Budden's not who I'm trying to listen to when it
This
comes
is
to
what
stuff
I'm
about
saying.
sexual
That's
assault,
why he's even-
when it comes to domestic violence, when it comes to any of these
My
things.
stuff will
But he even said that. He
I'm
said,
not-
I
because,
shouldn't.
sir, you
Why
have a
should,
lot
he
of
said, you
things.
just should have your own feelings about all them
But
kind of
that's
things
the-
and condemn
but
them
you know
already.
what
You
it
shouldn't
is,
need me
though?
to come and co-sign that and make you feel that way.
The issue is that, yeah, week after week, podcasters love the fact that they get people tuning in to listen to their opinion about stuff. As soon as it hits home for you, now you're telling people to think for themselves. Are you dumb?
This is why
If
I
people
don't talk
thought for
people's
themselves, you
business.
would have no
I
money.
don't get involved. You have not seen me mention. This is the first time we even discussed Puffy and Cassie. Anyway, I don't
You know what?
I don't
Can
do
I-
all this shit. It don't make no
Can I
sense.
drop my last question then, because it's
Definitely.
actually linked to what you're literally talking about. I'll drop my last question and then drop off. You guys have a good week. So, remember when what's his name, Dave Chappelle, did that joke about Ja Rule? Do you remember what the joke was about? It was like people going to Ja Rule for commentary to say, what does Ja
Okay,
Rule
yeah.
think about this?
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't that where we're at right now? Where we're literally looking, like you just said, Miles, everyone's already knows what their opinion is. Like you sit at home, you've made your mind up, whether you've read some people haven't even read the full 30-page document like Esther did, and they've already made up their mind. They know what's in it just from snippets. Like, are we now in a crazy situation where we know what we think, but we need podcasters, entertainers, content creators to tell us what they think so that then we can drag them online and say, oh, you didn't say it the way I want. You know what? You know what I mean? Someone's going to find fault with anything that let's say you on your platform say about any of these things, someone's going to find a fault with it.
It's just
How do
all
you lot
part.
feel
It's just
about
all
that?
part of the
And I'll drop
spectacle.
off on that.
I think it's just all part of the spectacle and the witch hunt. You get what I'm trying to say, and then it gets lost in people that actually care. Because there's people that actually care. There's people that sexual assault and these things are close to their heart and actually care.
That's
And
the
there's
thing, man.
other people that just want to jump on and just want tea. Just want tea.
It's just
and just want to drag someone online and just want another chance to cancel someone and bring someone down and do all the fuckery. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, and it's just like it just muddies the waters a little bit. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, so it's the day and age that we live in. People love a witch hunt. People love to chat shit and have tea online and have something to say and better.
I think with Joe, like, had he just said, I personally had more respect. Had he just said, you know what, I'm never going to address that. And that was it. No explanation or nothing. But when you start to cuss your listeners and make it seem as though like they're desperate for like, for gist and stuff like that, and it's like, but that quality in them is what you rely on for them to watch you twice a week when you drop episodes. Don't use that now as a way to insult them. But to be fair though, that's just me anyway, because love will not have shame. So some of you be tuned in.
He could have owned it better, innit? Because at the end of the day, he does do the social commentary thing.
This is what I'm saying.
And if it was someone that wasn't his brethren, they would have went
got
to
it.
Yeah,
and they will get, because who was it? Something happened, somebody else, he's going to talk about it.
The thing is, I get why there's uproar because, like we said in it, is if it was somebody else talking, he'd be the first person to do a whole episode and whatever, right? And I guess the issue here is because it's Diddy who he's got a relationship with, I'm assuming. I just feel like he could have addressed it better.
It's just the way he sits and his
handled
arrogance.
it in a way. So it's clear
Gets my nerves.
like what he's doing.
Squeaky
But
voice.
again, I don't listen to the Joe Budden podcast. So people in the comments talking about, but he claims that he stands on business and like
that's what's so funny.
He's a person who like his brand is I'm gonna speak the truth regardless of if the person's my friend or not. So
think about the whole-
if that's his brand, I don't listen to
But he
the
don't
show.
know the truth to speak it. You asked him to give his
but
opinion.
he's never waited for the truth to speak on it anyway. But think about the whole Drake stuff, He was out here talking about, I'm such a big fan of Drake, but I'm going to be real with you. Bro.
Look what he did to his friends.
What friends?
Oh, Rory and
Rory
Miles.
Rory and Mal are idiots, man. After all this time, surely you can see that Joe was right.
Oh my gosh.
Nah, man. I watched that stuff back the other day, and I'll stand on this. Joe was right. Joe was right. The way he dealt with Rory and Mal. Everything that happened in there, Joe was right. Joe ain't wrong in that situation. Rory and Mal are proper idiots.
Okay.
Like, come on, man.
Practically in disbelief.
Oh, okay. Fine.
But yeah, man, I don't know, man. But thank you so much, Femi. Oh, he just went.
he's gone.
You were saying bye. Femi, that's so rude.
He said I'm gonna drop my. He said I'm gonna drop my.
bye.
No, but he said I'm gonna drop my thingy and then
Okay,
sign off. You
my
have a good
apologies.
day. Then said these questions.
Okay, thank you, Femi. Appreciate
And
you.
even when he finished, he said bye.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you, Femi.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody's different, man. I don't even know Puffy and that like that. I wouldn't feel comfortable sitting on No Behaviour talking shit about Puffy and Cassie. I don't know what's going on. You get what I'm trying to say? I've had these, like, with bare stuff, there's bare things that's going on.
I always find that so interesting.
You're going to
though.
talk about it. Don't go on like you're not going to talk about it. You're going to talk about it.
No, I'm not.
But now that you said it,
No. Loons will
got to
bring
stand
it
on
up.
business.
Loons will bring it up and you get involved.
Loons ain't gonna bring up. Loons thinks that it's weird that Cassie's going for money instead
Loons,
of
that's what I'm
justice.
saying. You're going to talk about it.
No, we're not going to talk about it.
All right,
There's
cool.
bare
We'll see.
things that's happened. If anybody that watches No Behaviour regularly, there's bare things
Don't
that's
message
happened.
Loons, yeah? Don't
I don't need to message him.
Go.
There's bare things that happened, in the public sphere and that, all these controversial things, and you come here, you maybe tune in No Behaviour that week, think you're going to talk about it. Me and him don't talk about that
Are you
shit.
having Image God on?
Well, next
We'll
week?
Definitely talk about it with you.
No, but for one, we're not going to talk about it because I'm not. They're damn near victim blamers. They're not. They're on Puffy's side, isn't it? So why are we going to sit down and talk about it? If I'm not going to sit, I'm not going to. That's not what my platform's for. I'm not going to sit down and talk about all this stuff. And if stuff happens and it's for fact, and man get court cases and charged and all that, then we can speak about it and give our opinions. And for now, our opinions are pointless because we don't know what's going on. So I'm not sitting there and talking about all that shit.
Oh, well, this is great. Guess who didn't want someone to talk about shit? Big Brother. They didn't invite Trish to the finals, you know. So Trish is the girl whose tweets, the one that was tweeting crazy about Nazis and shit.
They still killing her for that.
They didn't invite her to the final. Big Brother's ended now. I didn't watch one episode, you know.
I ain't even seen the characters. Was it a thing? Did it go off?
I don't know, Max. I don't have a clue. But basically, she didn't get invited. So just a reminder, I told you guys how basically after her eviction, people dug up old tweets and whatnot. To be fair, I mean, a lot of them were like 2012, whatever. There was a sprinkle of 2018s in there, which is when you should know, sis, you should know better kind of thing. But I felt like it was out of order because when ITV are like all these shows here, when someone's going to like Love Island, whatever, they hire a company to go through your old tweets and all that kind of stuff, right? And these are some of this has been confirmed by sources who work with these shows, where they do a proper like sweep and check of your social media, all that kind of stuff. But somehow with hers, nothing happened. And then when she comes out, all of a sudden now these tweets are just dug up and whatever. But yeah, basically she was the only one who she wasn't there, man. They didn't invite her to it. She did want to go, but they said a decision was made by ITV and Big Brother that it would be best if she didn't attend, because they felt like this is the actual quote. Trish was keen to attend, but production decided it was best if she didn't come and told her she was no longer invited. They didn't want to look like they were endorsing Trish's opinions and felt it would be a distraction from the final 5. I just think it's very interesting and funny, because for me, it feels like a black woman being punished for something that previous Love Island contestants and whatnot have done when it comes to racism and stuff like that. But again, they don't take black people seriously, because all these previous Love Island contestants who people find racist tweets and all that kind of nonsense, they are then their little gowns and suits, suited up and booted up to go to the thingy. Even with the ones that bully people in the villa and whatnot, they are at the finals. But then when it comes to her, she couldn't go. But loved her in it. I feel like that's just a bit deep. And of all people to be banning people from stuff for things they've said, I don't think ITV was the one to. Philip Schofield, ITV was the one to do all of that stuff. But anyways, what do I know? But that's it for me. Let's get into People's Journal.
All right, people. Welcome to the People's Journal, where I give you the news from an economics point of view. First thing I wanted to mention is something that we kind of touched on in the first headline, and it's about Jeremy Hunt and the Alton statement that's going to be coming up on Wednesday. So, again, like it's a bit of back and forth basically about what he's actually going to be talking about with regards to taxes being cut. So he did stress that he's focusing on growth and all that type of stuff. So people are kind of translating that as he's going to be reducing taxes on Wednesday. He hasn't confirmed, obviously, but I believe he was on. Was he on the show? I think he was on Sky News anyway on Sunday. And he basically just said, look, I want to set out a path to reducing overall taxation. You know what I'm saying? So people are basically taking this to mean that he's going to be reducing the tax burden on Wednesday, and hopefully also in the spring budget as well. You know what I'm saying? So he's not doing it in a crazy way that Kwesi Kwarteng was doing it with his trust. We don't need any of that. But hopefully he's bringing that in, and hopefully that will stimulate some growth in the economy.
It wasn't crazy at the time for you.
Huh?
It wasn't crazy at the time for you.
No, because I'm always against taxes, innit? Like being increased. I'm all for reduction of taxes. You know what I'm saying? Because again, that is how you promote growth. You know what I'm saying? You need businesses to have less corporation tax as possible, man, and the average person having more money in their pocket. I feel that's a better society. But I think the way they did it wasn't just that. Remember, they then on top of that went and started borrowing money as well. You can't do that. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make much sense economically. But anyway, that's what the situation is. So on Wednesday, we should be able to get the autumn statement. And if we don't dissect it on Wednesday, we'll do so on the Thursday. Next thing I wanted to mention is, Brent, you know your guys at ChatGPT?
My guys at ChatGPT.
Well, you know you like ChatGPT.
Yes.
Right? So you know the guy, the CEO. He's now ex-CEO.
Yeah.
Sam Altman. Yeah, he got fired. Mm-hmm. Apparently, he's now been hired by Microsoft. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that was quick, man. Mm-hmm. White people get jobs ASAP. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, he was fired on Friday. It was a shock announcement. And apparently, the reason is because, this is their words, he was not consistently candid in his communications with the board. So they don't believe that this guy was honest and open about certain things. He's dealing with the company and things like Nation. And apparently, Nature. And apparently there's been speculation that he could be returning to the company, especially because he posted a photo of himself wearing an OpenAI guest pass on social media and stuff, right? But long story short, it got announced by Microsoft's chief executive that he's going to be joining Microsoft to lead a new advanced AI research team. So that's that. And the last thing I wanted to mention today is, do you guys shop on Sundays? Do you shop on Sundays? That is in clothes.
Oh, we mean
In store.
I know he died yesterday.
In store.
Yeah, in store. Like, do you go like?
Are you coming to talk about
like Central?
you not being able to shop for a certain amount of hours?
Yes.
No, last time I was in the shops was when I worked at Next. But other than that, no.
Okay.
Good day to work
Marks?
though.
No. Yeah, much quieter.
It's,
right?
it's quieter, but it's like the right level
Not
of busy.
not at Costco though.
It's not too bad.
Oh yeah.
The Costco
on a
is stupid.
Sunday.
Yeah,
In
for real,
Lakeside,
innit?
after church hours, you see everybody in their Sunday's best. I'm not even joking.
Sunday hats and all.
Is a myth.
I think supermarkets in general, because I've said I'm going to start meal prepping and whatnot. 'Cause I said I work out too hard, yeah. Because my body gives I work out, but I will not deny a cookie if you offer it to me. That's my vibe. Do you get what I mean? But I said I'm going to be more disciplined this week. So I decided to go food shopping yesterday. It was hell.
Supermarkets on a Sunday are not it. I'm not gonna lie.
I was like, what the hell is going on here? I'm never doing that again.
Unless you're the first person there.
I'm never doing. I had to go to
Did you
church
go
tonight.
to-
I had to
knew
go
it,
praise the
I knew
Lord.
it. You went church first. That's the mistake.
Listen, I praised the Lord, lifted my holy hand. Even stayed for a chat, cup of tea afterwards. Then I went to fight for my life in Tesco. This is very stupid. But no, man.
I think the other day, it wasn't the other day, maybe like a couple of weeks back, I went Tesco and I saw them putting turkeys in there. They got turkeys there already.
Already?
Yeah, I think they got turkeys.
Makes sense.
Well, it's nearly Christmas.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah,
It's
but
a
it's
way.
still
Put in your freezer, innit?
They're going to start fighting for it. Have you guys ever witnessed?
People fighting.
Oh yeah. The
Yeah.
pandemic.
It's crazy.
I have.
That's some class. I hear it though. Because it's the last one, I hear it, but
So you need to
gosh,
eat, man.
man.
But yes, I mentioned all that just to say, like Gina was saying, certain London businesses who've been struggling with sales during the cost of living crisis and all that type of stuff are calling on the government to relax Sunday trading rules in the capital.
It's only 6 hours, isn't it?
What, because of turkey?
Yes. No, no, because
They need more money.
they need more money,
hours.
man. You know what I'm saying? So they're saying, look, change the rules about Sunday so that we can open for longer, and then things will be a bit.
Because you can
be a bit
literally only
better
trade for 6 hours, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
On Sunday,
from
12 to
11.
6.
Depending how big the store
11
is.
11 to
Viewing.
5 or 10 to 4.
Yeah, depending on how big the store is.
Yeah.
So the smaller ones is kind of normal, but the big ones, yeah.
There is something about a Sunday, like needing something and realizing the shops are closed. Do you know what I mean? Like a 5:01, you're like, oh crap. Even like 4:45, you're like, I'm not gonna get there in time. It's a bit crazy. Yeah, 4:45.
Well, 4 o'clock is.
It's crazy.
Yeah, most Tesco's closed.
Oh yeah, because Tesco's
4.
closed at 4.
Yeah.
Sainsbury's closed at 5 o'clock.
Aldi close at 4.
It's just man.
Yeah, man. So yeah, they're asking the government to change things, man. And what they're actually saying is, if they were to open for longer hours, it would estimate here generate an extra 300 million a year.
Oh, shut up, man. What they need to do is put them prices down. If them opening
That's
longer
what the real
means,
problem is.
That's what the real problem
You're
is. I
not
don't
making
care
money
about
because
your
people
generation.
can't afford it. So you
too
trading for longer hours is not
Bro.
the solution. It's reducing the price. Do you know what I mean?
I need the normal prices to be club card
Because-
prices, and I need club card prices to be even lower.
Because hold on, you just made a point, yeah, and you said this is because of cozy living. Prior to cozy living, you didn't have this problem. You were still only trading for 6 hours. That's the time that you're trading is not the problem, babes. So tell the government to reduce it.
What if it's temporary? What if they ask for temporary
What?
in your government?
Oh, I'm gonna tell you that, sir. The hours are not the problem. We are working to increase black tax. That's what's taking priority.
Okay,
So
okay.
y'all gonna have to wait.
You know what, Esther? The margin between Margs and Gina was only 2%. You could set up
I
a
could swoop in and
coalition.
get
You could start a coalition government with Gina.
Listen, the girls be working. Listen,
This is why she was on my team.
exactly.
I don't know if it is that she's going to do that.
What?
She would rather set it up with a baby father.
Who, me? I thought you were talking about Esther.
I was talking about me. That's what I was like. What you trying to say about
If you
me?
came up to it, who would you choose?
Oh, don't do that.
Are you right? Excuse me. Wow. Excuse me.
I never expected
Excuse me. Don't do
No,
that.
no, let me land.
Please.
Let me
Please. I hope you
land.
land well.
Because
Boy,
let me land, yeah.
please.
Because who I am at my core, yeah, is the man. Is the head. I'm the neck, innit? I'm gonna.
First of all,
I said who I am at my core. Hold on. Is obviously I want to be in business with my man. I want to be his Michelle Obama. You know what I mean? That's the vision. That's the goal.
well, putting in 90%, he puts in 10%.
No.
Michelle's carrying last.
Well, at the end of the day, do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Like, you want soft life small, innit? Like, she has soft life to a degree. Does she not? She goes to ride in PJs and all that stuff. Trust me, she's good. Yeah. So ideally, my
You know what? Yeah,
bad.
yeah, it's fine. No, it's fine. No, wait. Pick marks in it. When you're ready to do your Michelle Obama book, you're coming on my platform.
I said, but sisterhood.
Period.
Sisterhood have to sisterhood.
That's right.
In theory.
And to be honest,
Because Marks will be twerking with your beats and bands on the stage.
Marks yeah, let me just not. It's fine.
Do you know what's so funny? Yeah, Gina will start coalition with Marks and bring him on her team. He will overthrow Gina.
I will come home on a Friday. Friday's his day for picking up the girl. There'll be bare gal in the crib, and he will say to
I'm
me,
picking them up, baby.
he will literally be like, "Oh, but you know it's Girl Appreciation Day," and like, nah, I'm annoyed. I can see it now. Esther, I'm sorry.
That's right, girl.
The collaboration, beats and bands.
Piss off.
Are you alright?
Piss off. Why are you wowing?
Because he's a rapper. Everything he says means something else too.
Double entendre.
Big
And bands.
Don't do that.
God damn, Gina. You're done bad.
I'm done bad.
Yeah, you have never been in charges.
Never
Never beaten.
the baddest.
Even when the street starts to
my
forget,
gosh,
I'm gonna be there
the
to
other
random.
day I went on to 90s Baby for their live. Was it Thursday?
Big up 90 baby.
Yeah, it was really fun, but it was the fact that Fred was like, "Rah, so what? You and Mugs, yeah?" I said, "Oh, sorry." He's like, "What? It's not real." I said, "He's my work husband." He's like,
Sure.
That's how it starts.
That's how it starts.
Literally. I was like,
Next week we have to take a day off TDA because they want to get married in the Cayman Islands.
what would you not do if we secretly were actually like a couple, but we just all do this for shits and giggles?
If we eloped.
Like,
Yeah, you couldn't elope.
Why not?
We're cooking you for
Yeah,
we're
for real,
cooking
innit?
you until our dying breath on this
We're going to
show.
say topic of the day.
Every day. We literally let's get into it. I ain't doing a Joe Budden. I'm gonna talk about y'all.
Fair enough.
Oh dear.
Yeah, man, that's pretty much it for.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, that's it. For the people's journal, man.
Okay.
Oh, I think Mark, you need to tell the people to like the video, man.
Right, what kind of likes we on?
Not good enough, man. 120,
Yeah, see, this
That
is
ain't it,
crazy.
though.
and it's like 300 people.
Yeah, no, honestly, everybody liked the video. Let's give them a moment of silence so they can like it. Don't you, actually, I missed out the moment of silence.
Yo, somebody told me that you no longer are looking for fluffy women.
Huh?
Someone said that you no longer like big boned women.
Right, who said that?
I don't know. Somebody just sent me a message and said that
Who's the someone?
it's on my phone.
Oh,
It's on
you're
my
not
phone.
standing on business.
I out snitching my friends.
Oh,
Ah,
okay.
look at that.
Just checking.
What are they talking about,
Basically, I'm
my?
accused of doing
Are they talking about my tweet?
I don't know.
What did you tweet?
A lot. He was doing a lot over the weekend.
Or was it a tweet?
It was giving. You need to come in like Michelle to come in like when that time when Michelle snatched the phone off Obama's hands. He was doing a lot. Every time I just scroll, I'm just like, what? Like, bro.
What did you say?
I just woke up in one of the moods, so I just had to get my shit off.
So what did you do?
I just said something about when I used to only like thick gal, but the older I get, I'm starting to appreciate slim things. But then the end of the tweet was, I still like a thick gal though. So I don't know what they
They're
took.
non-business,
I
honey.
don't know what they took from that. Get me?
Can I be
Female
honest?
appreciation.
I guess the nicest way you could have said it is like you're more like your taste is not changing, but like you're being. Do you know what I mean? You're
Inclusive.
expanding.
Inclusive.
More inclusive.
Yeah, you're more inclusive. You
Yeah.
could have just said that.
That's what it is. That's what it is. I appreciate slim gal, not skinny gal though. Sorry.
Oh, that's that for the people.
I don't know why he's putting it. Why is the camera on my face? What do you want here?
Gina's thick. She's in good shape. Different kind of buff. You get me? It's tough out here, girls. You've got to keep up.
I don't like you.
All right. Well, let's get into some motivation Monday.
Good morning, TDA crew. Did you know that on average, an adult makes about 35,000 decisions each choices where you pause, think, and decide. Each of these decisions, from the moment you decide to hit snooze on your alarm, to choosing who you spend time with, or how to respond in an argument, shapes your day, your week, your year, and ultimately, your life. If you were to stop and think about the consequences and ripple effects of your choices, it could feel overwhelming. But the good news is that you're more equipped to make these decisions than you think. The key lies in understanding your objectives and values. What are your goals and what matters to you the most?
Wait, it's not playing. Hold up.
When your decisions
What do you mean?
your core values.
Let me see. The song's not going through. Let's see.
Oh, the doctor.
Zoop. Let's try that again.
Good morning, TDA crew. Did you know that on average an adult makes about 35,000 decisions each day? Yep, you heard that right, 35,000. Many of these decisions are made subconsciously, but what I'd like you to focus on today are the conscious ones. These are the choices where you pause, think, and decide. Each of these decisions, from the moment you decide to hit snooze on your alarm, to choosing who you spend time with, or how to respond in an argument, shapes your day, your week, your year, and ultimately, your life. If you were to stop and think about the consequences and ripple effects of your choices, it could feel overwhelming. But the good news is that you're more equipped to make these decisions than you think. The key lies in understanding your objectives and values. What are your goals and what matters to you the most? When your decisions align with your core values and objectives, you're not just making a choice, you're steering your life in the direction you want it to go. Remember, every decision, whether made consciously or subconsciously, is a stepping stone towards your future. And yes, it's okay to feel uncertain sometimes about the conscious choices you face. It's okay not to have all the answers right away. What's important is that you're taking the time to consider your choices, to weigh them against what you stand for, what you dream of, and what you aspire to be. My advice in decision making is twofold. Trust in yourself. Trust in the unique insights and experiences that you bring to the table. You have a unique perspective, a unique voice, and a unique path. Embrace that. Let it guide you as you make those life-changing decisions today and every day. The second piece of advice is to focus on regret minimization. Think about the future impact of the choices you're about to make. Don't walk your path being blind or naive. And when you face these tough choices, remember that it's not just about making the right decision. It's about making sure you've made those decisions consciously and with your eyes wide open. Not on default, not distracted, and not influenced by others. It's about listening to that inner voice that guides you, that aligns with your deepest values and dreams. So, as you go about your day, making one decision after another, do it with confidence, and above all, do it with the understanding that your journey is uniquely yours. Stay true to yourself, stay focused on your goals, and let your values light the way.
Love that. On the topic of wellness, Laura, you said you're a psychotherapist.
Yes.
Can you tell us a bit about what you do?
So yes, I'm an integrative psychotherapist. So essentially, I work with people who are experiencing different levels of mental health challenges.
Okay.
Yes, I guess with integrative, it's a psychotherapist who's studied different modalities.
Okay.
So maybe you've heard of CBT,
Yeah.
for example. So there's a range. There's psychodynamic, there's Gestalt, there's CBT, there's narrative. So we learn the different modalities so that we treat different client depending on what's coming up for them.
Okay.
So I guess someone that's solely a CBT therapist would only work in that CBT modality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's really cool. We are very pro therapy on this here platform.
Nice.
Trying to get some people to sign up and such, but that we'll discuss at a later date. But you're also an author.
Yes.
So is your book about that?
No, it's less about therapy and more about, I guess it probably would feel a bit like CBT in a sense of it's more about a journal of different thoughts complied from different conversations of people.
Okay.
So there's stuff around polygamy, there's stuff around healing, there's
Look at his
stuff around
face. Look at his
Where's
face. Is
Are
this
you
camera
pro
on?
polygamy?
Laura.
No. I definitely think that everyone should have their soul partner. But I think I'm against unsolicited.
Okay, yeah. The one you didn't sign up to.
If it works for you, then that's fine. But I mean, I do couples therapy, and I guess,
Yeah.
Or if you do therapy to a poly couple or thruple, what's it called?
Poly couple, babes.
Yeah, poly, yeah.
What?
Yeah, polyamorous.
But if there's
yeah.
3 of them, isn't it? I get why he's
So
saying.
yeah. But I was thinking if you got 4 partners, you know what? It's
I haven't
Muddy
done.
waters.
Oh, sorry, I haven't done that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
that would be lit.
Stops at 3. Yeah.
That would be so lit. It's giving Mimi, Jocelyn, and
That's
CBJ, yeah.
I think that would probably filter into probably family therapy at that point, because
Yeah, 'cause
so
a lot of
many-
y'all.
Yeah.
Are you allowed to talk about like what it is that you do? Because we would love to have you back for an interview.
Okay. Yeah.
But like, obviously, like, not your client's details, but
Yeah.
just around what you do and
Oh yeah,
what's
yeah,
all that kind
yeah,
of stuff.
for sure. Yeah, can definitely
Yeah.
talk about the different kind of diagnosis and the different kind of therapies and stuff like that. Yeah, I'd never get into anything. I'd never use an example of what I work with or what I've worked with. No.
And
yeah.
this here people is a real therapist. All them stupid people on TikTok, them damn therapists on TikTok that keep getting fired. Sorry, you're having a day you deserve, because you cannot be on TikTok going viral using your clients' like scenarios without getting their permission. I think it's
that's
so
very
wild.
unsafe. Yeah, very
It's
unsafe.
so wild, and I'm like, why would you even think to do that? Does that break some kind of code?
100%. It definitely breaks the ethical guidelines. I guess you're
What, if you
not.
don't say their
Even
names?
if you're not saying
yeah,
their names.
so if you're not saying their names, that's different. But I guess even if you're given an example, we're always told that you still have to change things around so that it doesn't match the description of who you're speaking about, because someone can know.
Yeah, exactly.
So as long as somebody can identify that, then that could be breaking ethical.
If I identify
guidelines.
that you're talking about me,
Yeah.
that's broken, right?
You could go to you can go to the ethical body and take it up as a case.
And I feel that's what's been happening, because they will be like, oh, I had a client earlier today. I'm like, let it just cess it a little bit. But yeah, we'd definitely love to have you back. What's your book called?
Letters from the heart. Yeah, got one.
You got one?
Yeah.
Okay, shut up.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, I love that.
So this is all compiled from conversations you've had with different people.
So
is
as in different people more so. So like some are mine,
Okay.
like just thoughts, and some are more so community conversations. Yeah, so not clients.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is the book. I've done it in the peak
I
of
love
lockdown.
Oh, I love that. And
Letters
where is it
from the
available?
heart.
Where can people purchase it?
On Amazon.
Sick.
Yeah.
Lovely. Oh, yeah, we definitely have to have you back.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that.
We have, oh god. Yeah, we definitely got to have you back.
Okay.
100%. I hope you'll be down to come back. We haven't scheduled off today.
Yeah.
Love that. All right, let's get into our last headlines for today.
Gonna bring him. Sorry.
Yeah, you do, please.
All right, so our next headline, some sad news, man. The former US First Lady Rosalynn Carter, who was the wife of the ex-president Jimmy Carter, has died at the age of 96.
Oh, man.
The Carter Center confirmed in a statement that she died peacefully with her family by her side. On Friday, it was reported that she had entered a hospice care home in the state of Georgia and was spending time with her 99-year-old husband, who has been in hospice care since February. Mrs. Carter was diagnosed with dementia in May. The longest married first couple marked their 77th year.
Now lit
Imagine.
that is.
Crazy. 77th
That's beautiful, man.
wedding anniversary in July.
And you know couples like that, yeah, when one of them dies,
Yeah.
the other one's so quick to follow.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're just the literal, like, actual life partners.
This is it, man.
Oh, R.I.P., man.
I was going to say, I'm not trying
What,
to be
First Lady?
sensitive at all, yeah. Maybe I should wait till another headline and bring it back. I don't know.
But that's
I'm here now,
We're
innit?
here, man.
But you know, certain people like this, yeah, as in presidents, people in certain places of power who die like 95.
Yeah, 96, yeah.
Do you feel like that further adds to the conspiracy that these lot are like reptilians and stuff?
100%. But because of their positions, they have access to, like, they get, if someone say they need a heart transplant, something like that, yeah, they get the best of the best.
This is it.
So 100%, they get the best healthcare, they get the best of everything. So of course they live in.
Oh, so you see
Like
it
that.
as them having access to the best rather than them being from another planet?
Yeah, because the idea of people being from another planet, that's just too much, you know? I'd rather go down the best healthcare.
All right,
route.
cool.
And the Nigerian ones, I don't know how long they live, but they are something. They're an animal of sorts.
Just different properties to bathe in human blood and thing in it, so go explore it.
To explore it. Oh dear.
I didn't hear. What did you say? Sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
The damage is done too late.
What happened? You were trying to clip me, innit? What was it?
I think
Sorry,
he's
I
already
missed the
got his
moment.
clip.
What did you say?
He just said he wants to bathe in the blood of children, and then you didn't flinch.
Oh, why do you always make it seem as if I'm this dark?
It's you.
But shut up. It's not me. You don't
Just
know my
killing
heart.
She's a Viking anyway. She knows she's going to Valhalla.
Oh my gosh. Sorry. Sorry, but speaking about that though, I watched the film. So this is off topic. I watched the film and I saw Ragnar and like literally, yeah, my brother was like, "You're so pathetic." But he dies in the film. And my brother was like, "Oh, do you see your baby's died?" I was like, "Oh, I'm so upset." But literally, when he came on my screen, I got so happy. Sorry. Anyway, as you were.
Also, this is not part of the headlines, but I did want to give up a big up to Brother Joshua Farrakhan, who's passed away on the weekend. He's the son of Minister Farrakhan.
Oh, your uncle.
The son.
Son of
So
your
you should
uncle.
take a minute, you know.
Yeah,
Oh, is
man.
that why
R.I.P.
you're... Oh, okay.
Yeah, 100%, man.
Is
Obviously,
that what? Is it all black?
That's why you're all black, but you were all black.
you people are not serious.
No, we're very
You know what's
serious.
so mad? Because you know
Can
what's
I
so
tell you he's
crazy,
not
yeah?
serious? You're not serious.
You know, so funny because one day, yeah, he's gonna be one of his little friends up in here. We're just gonna be
Yeah, literally.
annoying. We're really gonna
Very,
embarrass you.
innit? Imagine. But yeah, man. You know, he's dedicated his
R.I.P.
life.
man.
He dedicated his life to to the Nation of Islam. He was instrumental during Minister Farrakhan resurrecting the nation. And yeah, man, I believe he was his fifth child. Yeah, man. Minister Farrakhan had 9 children. So yeah,
One marriage, one woman.
9 kids, man. So yes.
No, that's not what I said. So is it 9 kids or 9 wives? Like, was it polygamy or was it
No.
monogamy?
Yeah.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah, man. But yeah,
9
man.
kids are a lot, man. 9.
9. All of them dedicated
Oh.
in the nation. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, big up Brother Joshua Farrakhan.
Oh, that's the man.
Next thing I wanted to mention, Nigel Farage, man. Did you know he's got a secret girlfriend?
Well, while he's in the jungle.
Yeah. No, not in the jungle.
Oh.
She's
I
outside.
was saying it was quiz. She's got there yesterday.
But basically, well,
He's got a girlfriend.
this is
Anyway,
coming
do you
from
know what?
it's come from the Daily Mail. But what they're saying is, and the reason why I came out is because you know when people get kicked out, you got your spouse waiting for you, innit?
The girlfriend's one way at the end of the what's that
Apparently
thing called?
she's not going to be.
Oh, she's not going to.
Yeah, she's not going to be. Yeah.
Was he married?
Yeah.
So you should have told me this is a cheating scandal.
Well,
It's a scandal.
Well, Mrs. Farage, who's 53 years old, right? She said, they're still married, right? Technically. But this is her words. My husband and I have lived separate lives for some years, and he moved out of the family home a while ago.
Oh, they're not married then.
Oh, so
Well, they're married but
they're
separated.
They're separated.
Yeah, exactly.
Big up Mr. Farage though, because he got paid 1.5 million. I'm gonna get a cut of that. Okay,
yeah.
well that's alright then. It's not much of a scandal then, is it? So is Auntie gonna be the one at the end of the?
No,
What are
she's
those
not
things
going to be
called?
there.
The bridge, yeah, the bridge.
She's not going to be there, man.
So who's gonna get him?
By himself? Can you imagine? Sad.
He
you
got
know?
paid 1.5 million. The least he could do is walk a bridge by himself.
But yeah, man.
Okay.
Apparently, it's been confirmed that Farage does have a girlfriend, but she will not meet him when he leaves the jungle, as is tradition for family and loved ones. And he's doing this to maintain a low profile.
I want to see what she looks like.
Well, I'll give you a name. Her name is Laurie Ferrari. Yeah.
Farage, Ferrari, they're not creative over there on that side of town.
But yeah, she's he's been linked to her since 2017, actually. She's 44 years old. He's 59.
Okay, that's all right.
And yeah, man. Yeah.
All right, bless him.
And our last headline, big trigger warning here.
So wait. But we're trying to see if you can find her.
Found her.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I just
I
want to be a
know.
bit awkward with the last headline trigger warning and then we show a picture of his girlfriend.
She's a right-wing politician as well.
She's got the bangs for it.
Yes, she's French. She's right wing.
Okay, she's really pretty. She's dating him.
Mm-hmm.
She's mixed up.
They moved in together, man.
She looks like she's got like Asian in her.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah.
Think of him.
The cheek of him.
Yeah, Milei, we sent immigrants out. Look,
But he ain't even fully English himself, though, innit?
He's not trying to send her kind of immigration out.
Yeah, for
They
real.
need China. He's trying to get the other ones out.
He didn't want the
Do
Syrians.
you know what's
innit?
crazy? You think anybody would ever call? Like, I don't think I've even heard that. Like, that group of people being called immigrants or whatever.
No, they're not.
When you think
know.
about it, I never have.
It's always the Iraqis, Syrians, and black people.
For sure.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay.
Last headline. Trigger warning. Detectives have charged a second man with the murder of a 16-year-old boy who was stabbed near his North London home. The victim, Tay Fike, was attacked and died of his injuries in Kendall Gardens in Edmonton late on October the 1st. Josiah James Semper, who's 18, and where's the other person? Bernard Carroll, who's 19. Both of them got charged, basically. So Josiah's been charged as of November the 17th. So it's the new update. And Bernard Carroll, who's 19, was charged on the 6th of November. And he's due to appear at the Old Bailey on Friday, February the 2nd. The post-mortem examination on Wednesday, October the 4th, established that the cause of Tay's death was sharp force trauma to the chest.
Damn.
Yeah, man. A 16-year-old girl who was previously arrested on suspicion of murder has been released on bail. 3 other people, a 20-year-old man and 2 22-year-old women, were arrested on suspicion of assisting an offender, and all have been bailed as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it, man.
Okay.
That's it for headlines. It's time to pay the bills.
Right, let's get into some sports. Let's get into the reaction.
Pair of them.
Maybe the ones that matter.
We'll talk about some of the notable ones.
Mm.
Was this friendlies or qualifiers though?
Qualifiers, I believe. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, there we go. A lot of games took place.
Sorry.
Okay.
That's a 14-0. I said what? 14.
Yes, well, there's a lot of games took place over the weekend. International qualifiers. The results are on the screen. I'm not going to read out all of them for you, but some of the notable teams playing, you know, shouts out some of the big teams. Belgium beat Azerbaijan 5-0. Portugal beat Iceland 2-0. Spain beat Georgia 3-1, and Scotland and Norway drew 3-0. Let me get the Brits in there. On the Saturday, France absolutely battered
Beat
Gibraltar
the shit out of.
14-0. That is
So basically,
crazy.
Because you know sometimes like when you're watching football, like by the second goal, the other team hasn't got anything, you kind of see a bit of their spirit leave them a little bit. What number do you think? Because I'll be real with you, yeah. If I'm playing and a team is at 10 points, like 10 goals ahead of us, I'm not. What are we doing here? There's no point.
Yeah, I don't know how
There's
they
no
keep
point.
going.
Because what are you playing for? Surely you're not chasing the ball with all your might. So like, there's no point.
I think about that even when say like a team's losing like say like 3 or 4-0 and there's like 10 minutes left.
And
I
they're
think it
fighting
must
for their
be-
life.
Their legs must feel so heavy that it's tough because it's like I understand I'm being paid. I got to keep playing to the whistle, right? But what am I doing here? Like this is
14.
done. So 14, yeah, it's tough.
If they carried on all the way to the end, like with the same energy they started, well, actually, the energy would have been poor, wouldn't it? For them to get 14 by them. Did they have a goalkeeper?
I don't know, you know. By the looks of this, maybe not.
Damn, maybe they didn't.
14-0. Is that the biggest scoreline you've seen from like a proper match?
Right, but you know.
I ain't witnessed nothing like this in my
14
life.
is mad.
That's crazy.
I thought it was a type, I'll be real with you.
Well, what's mad is they won
Damn.
14-0 and there's certain man on the France team and get no goals, no assists. That's bonkers.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Now you got to get fined for that. We got 14, you're going to get 1. Yeah, that's true, actually, yeah.
Wait, nicking a living. But yeah.
Damn.
So obviously, should we say it's England? We'll read out some English headlines. Where was that game on the Friday? Because that's not even, the result's not even on there.
Yeah, it's Friday.
Okay, so they beat Malta 2-0. So it says, Harry Kane strike and an own goal give 3 Lions unconvincing win in the Euro 24 qualifiers. England laboured to an uninspiring 2-0 win over Malta at Wembley on Friday, with only a late Harry Kane goal adding gloss to an otherwise poor performance. Gareth Southgate's side had been hit by a series of injuries in the build-up to the European Championship qualifier, dead rubber. But this was a terrible display from a team with ambitions of winning the tournament in Germany next summer. Qualification may have already been assured and the top spot in Group C was sealed, but this performance won't have impressed anyone questioned his team's credentials of going all the way at the Euros. When the side met in June, a Malta own goal 8 minutes into the match had given England the platform for a commanding 4-0 away win. Incredibly, Enrico Pepe repeated the gift exactly 8 minutes into this contest, but any thoughts the floodgates would open faded as Southgate's disjointed players struggled to create any major chances against a country ranked 171st in the world. And we got here a little bit about Scotland and Norway drawing 3-0. So Scotland's successful Euro 24 qualifying campaign ended with a thrilling draw as Mohamed Al Nayossi's late. That's not right. How do you say that, Iman?
Let me see. Sorry, guys.
Elianussi's late equaliser earned Norway a point at Hampden. Steve Clarke's side had already secured their place in Germany next summer, but had to settle for second place in Group A, with Spain, as expected, overcoming Georgia to win the section. The Scots twice came from behind in the first half with a sloppy conceded goals scored by Aaron Donham and Jørgen Larsson, cancelled out by John McGinn's penalty and Leo Ostergaard's own goal. Scotland now await the 2024 draw next month, for which they will be among the third pot seeds. And in our final sports headline, Shakur Stevenson becomes free-weight world champion. So Shakur Stevenson won the vacant WBC lightweight title to become a three-division world champion when he unanimously outpointed Edwin de los Santos in Las Vegas. But it was a hesitant, slow-paced performance at the T-Mobile Arena that contrasted with Emmanuel Navarrete's action-packed majority draw with Robson Conceição on the undercard. Stevenson made his ring walk flanked by great fighters Andre Ward and Terence Crawford. He is clearly a world-class talent, but he did not dazzle, as he has done before against De Los Santos.
Yeah, it was very bad.
Oh, did you watch it?
No, I didn't know. But I heard that it was terrible, like to the point where it's like no point in even watching it.
Oh, I swear.
Yeah, apparently he didn't land any double-digit
combinations or anything?
Yeah. Yeah, didn't land any double-digit thingies, punches or whatever, in any of the rounds.
What do you mean, so just throwing single punches?
No, as in, like, he didn't land more than, let's say, 10
10,
fights.
you're saying? Oh, I get what you're saying.
10 shots in any of the rounds. It was slow. It was dead. Yeah, apparently. Yeah. One of the worst performances of any boxing. Yeah. So this is why he was apologizing. He apologized to Andre Ward. He apologized to Terence Crawford. He apologized to Floyd. All of them came out to support him, innit?
Well, what's his excuse? Why would he bother apologizing?
He said he didn't want to make no excuses. But reading into it, like, because I saw the interview in the ring afterwards, what he was basically saying is that he didn't feel good prior to getting into the ring. And so he kind of made up his mind that, I'm just going to go in there and kind of just box here and there.
Just coast.
And just try and win the fight, yeah. But he didn't feel good. But yeah.
Okay.
It's bad.
Well, that's that and that. That's the end of our headlines. Mm-hmm. Have we got done it here? Yeah. All right, let's get into our outro.
I saw this video of these boys. They're playing on like an escalator, and it was like an old man who basically was like to them, like, stop doing that, whatever. Man goes, no, it's not funny, so it's sad.
Yeah, you punch a guy and the guy died.
What?
Yeah. You're really on the word and road business today, aren't you, Brent?
Yeah.
Yeah, clearly.
You be all up in her business.
Like, can you imagine?
Stuff.
All up in her neck, cracking it.
You could have put that in the dock. I could have given them done it, yeah?
Yeah, they're definitely. It was actually sad. They followed him all the way from, I think he was going to get a train or something like that, or bus something. And they literally stalked him and followed him and then just punched him. And he fell and he died. He was in hospital for like 9 days.
For why? What's in aid of? Why?
Because the kids today aren't being told off. I saw another video actually. Some lady, she's in America and she's a ballerina teacher. And she was talking about like people actually not teaching their kids manners and stuff. Like she was like, she would be telling the kids, don't do that. They're telling her, you can't tell me what to do, you're not my mum. And then she's telling the parents, your child has issues, listen to instructions. Yeah. the mum telling her, well, what did she say? Something like, I can't remember, but it's kind of like if you speak to her like this, like it was stupid. And she was like, we're actually raising a generation of kids that have zero manners and they don't understand authority. So even in school and stuff, when the teachers send them off, they're not caring.
Yeah, that's why you got to beat your kids. And I said that to someone the other day, and it's like, you can't. Because there was someone with like, I don't know, someone's got like these kids, I don't know if it's like 2 10-year-olds or something like that. 2 10-year-olds or something like that. And then one of them done something rude. I think dad might have beat one. And then when he came back, someone called social services, you know what I'm trying to say? Okay. So they're all up in his thing. So he's gone home now to his wife, whatever, talking about like, who's called the social? Did you call the social?
Don't do this.
It was the kids. The kids found the number. The other kid found the number and called the social. That's why they're saying that's why you can't beat them. I'm saying no, I'll just keep beating them.
They take both of them.
I don't know what they know, because I'll explain to my kid, if you want to call the social, that's fine, but understand that where they're gonna take you and where you're gonna go, because I ain't gonna stop beating.
But that's why, as a dad, I would have been like, do you know what? Okay, well, not the second part. I agree too quickly.
No, just let you know. You can think you're smart calling the social, but all that's gonna happen is they're gonna take you. You're gonna end up in care and in a home and get raised by strangers. So if that's the life that you want for yourself, call them, because I'm not budging.
It's crazy. Yeah, Laura, when you're back, we need to
get
into it. I really want to know from a psychologist's perspective that form of discipline and what the actual best way of discipline is.
I want to talk about Gina's and Marg's thing also. I want to deep dive into that. I don't want to.
You think we need, 1 second. You think we need psychologist?
Not you.
It's me. It's me. I'm gonna put my hand up.
Heavy left.
Oh, heavy left. Gang.
But no, man. But big up, you guys. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate it all the time. I hope you guys have been liking the video.
They ain't been liking the video.
They haven't.
They ain't been liking it.
Oh, Marks, they will listen to me. So.
Well, I said it, and only 20 of them done it. You ain't listening, man. Before you don't leave, just like the Rouse Clark video, man. What the hell are we doing there, man?
I don't know.
This is crazy. You need the numbers. How many people watch the show that's not subscribed? Do you know? You can find that out, innit?
No, I can't.
You can.
I can't.
Not right this second. I want the information later.
I can.
You trying to lie?
Yeah, you can.
I can't, but he wants me to say I can.
Well, you can.
I can't.
There's a whole thing. YouTube has a whole graph that tells you stuff.
I can.
I'm sure there's a thing that tells you the percentage of people that, like, the percentage of views that come from unsubscribed people. There is somewhere.
Okay, maybe that's Instagram then. Maybe it's Instagram.
I could chase them down.
What?
The
YouTube.
benefit of it. Tell me the benefit.
Because I'm going to speak to the people that watch this.
You'll speak directly to them, yeah? Cool, speak to them.
No, I don't know what the percentage is. Give me the percentage first. I'll speak to them tomorrow.
You're right. Anyways, like the video. Please like the video. You're not doing this. I'm done now. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Also, big up our researchers. Everyone tuning in. We appreciate it. Thank you so much, Laura, for coming and teaching us, educating us. And I saw comments, a lot of people saying that they learned a lot of stuff and they're going to go away and do their own research about Congo, which is really, really helpful. But please let people know your social media if you want them to follow you.
Yeah, so social media is Laura Jane, Jayne, and the letter U.
Love that.
Yeah.
And in your book as well?
Letters from the Heart, and that's on Amazon.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to get into it. Sorry?
30%. My AI just...
Oh, please, man. Tell Bard he's done.
It's not bad.
Oh, the Brent's AI?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Brent's AI.
Yes. Go on. What next?
We are... Oh, he's talking to you.
30%.
No, we're doing 7 not doing that.
Can we come back on me, please? This actually, you know what? Actually, next time you come, I think we might all need a diagnosis because the characters in this room, it's too much. It's actually too much. Gosh.
Never change.
The cards. Anyways, yes, the lovely Laura will be back with us for a full-on interview and we can get into a lot more stuff. I'm really looking forward to that conversation.
I am too.
We should
do an attachment style test before I come.
Oh,
what's
yes, please.
I'm gonna read my ass. Anyway, Laura, you can't do anything with me because you know me personally.
Excuse me? What are we doing? Alright, you guys didn't hear that. Excuse me, I just say, hey, I should let people know what happened. Isaac is behind the scenes. And Isaac said she should not try it. Because she's the main reason why. I'll be real with you that Isaac's been looking at you and Mugs in disbelief. I feel like he can't believe
because you've seen the person.
what you're doing. Because when you were doing it, he's looking, I was just looking at he was looking like,
oh, they're
he's looking in disbelief that this is what happens in this room.
I'm done.
I was proud of my baby, man.
Do you know what made me laugh? I was going through my comments here. And you know how I did the ceiling challenge thing the other day?
Oh, yeah.
Someone's commented was like, you know what, Bugs? I get it. I said, you don't need to stop.
You said would never beat this charges, like ever.
The crazy thing is, yeah, guys, it's a bit of banter.
LOL.
It literally is.
You didn't even
Why are you
do
looking
that.
at me? It could never be real. We work together. Have you not had this conversation? Why are you looking?
HR.
So you even talked about it?
We
You
had
are
HR.
stupid. You actually had a conversation about it.
Yeah, like, it was like a joke. Like, we were like, oh.
Sir.
Listen, Iman is praying to all his gods about this. One of them gonna come through. But so if you want to send your dilemmas into us, or you want to also call, the number is 075-6484-1073. Don't forget to like the video. Also follow us on our social media platforms. The Day After TNB. We're on Instagram, Twitter, and on the Clock app. If you want to inquire about the show or feature on the show, our email address is thedayafter@thenewblack.com. Also, big up Isaac. Isaac is behind scenes. Isaac's got to come back. So, I hope he will come back.
He lied to me though. He did tell me yesterday he told me he was actually going to be on air.
He didn't. Oh, he did.
No, he told me that he was going to be on air.
Oh.
We even discussed the seating arrangement.
Oh, really? Well, he's actually passed on to Brent.
We actually
pass it on to me. So
he would have made it happen.
Yeah.
Sorry. But we're already set up and stuff. But
next time.
Isaac will be back. Laura will be back as well. Mm-hmm. These cheeky people will be back too. Have a great Monday.
Before we go, tomorrow.
Oh dear.
Guests. Remember the guests?
Yes.
No? Oh, vital.
Num.
All right.
Oh!
All right.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Tune in, people.
It's going to be a good episode.
Yes. Make sure you tune in. You don't want to miss this one, you know.
Yeah, I'm really excited for it. Tomorrow's going to be the day I know what side of life I'm on.
That's right.
What side? But yeah, man, so we've got lit guests for you guys tomorrow and some special things. Mm-hmm. So tune in and have a great Monday. See you later. Bye.
Peace.
Bye.